And give the Lord a dance this morning. Yamuatimuakwa and Famra, the Happy Morning Show's live on Happy 98.9 FM, your number one morning show in the whole of the country. This is where we have conversations. Hanya Tanasi, Edin Kome, Sefata. And Komoa, Edin Tiasiani, Humunin Chiremu Eba. And you were Timu coming Komonibi. And come with me, boy, woman, Punton, because only year your Brabomo. That's the kind of conversations that we have on the Happy Morning Show between the hours of 10 to the top of the hour, 6 and 9 a.m. Live on your number one dial, Happy 98.9 FM. Your friend Kwadwo, Sefah-Danquah. This is what we call back to the grind. Back to doing what we love doing. The Infamous Kessia Madi entire production team headed by Joel Sanko, a rapper Papa Tisha Wali, Prince Obapakwa in Brown, Reynolds Ajiman, Nana Mwaku Jr. Me koye Nana Mwaku and Fafu and Freme da. Nana Mwaku, me amena Nana Mwaku, one Fafu and Freme da. Nansuma bay jo obejama sumwa ena bossu. Fufuo no. Miami New Francis ya wodum so wan frame da. Aho wono ameje wo mufia ha no mom no mo hwe me kira kwan. Hey. Infamous Kessia Enfama, executive producer of the Happy Morning Show. Chief Executive Officer of GMA Group. Orion S. Boateng, Yemfan Chairman, Director, GMABC, Ura Timothy Kakari, PhD. Well, we tell me on the pay. Good morning, welcome. And some who don't want the group no so now the pay, but you won't come on. My main cars here, the road safety tidbits, bro. Just after that, we're going for Anopa, Cassia Bono near the bro, and some who don't want to go die ABC, a one tiano. Yaboni Tofadi, bro, now the pay. Live on the Happy Morning Show. Kai say, yeah, the double crotch at Fin 7 bro. Name Bomodia, you handkerchief. Nanny a Vovo man. Coming from the combo. Joe Metal. We're on the Bethel Revival Choir. And I'm combo on the new buy. Indiana Bomodia, you handkerchief Nasa. Oteminka from Odoko. Oteminka from Adabraka. Oteminka from Equianse, Chiapiase, Ihiawe Mutieria, Oteminka from Kariasio, Oteminka from Impriaso, Kwao Pipiase, Asakraka, Oteminka from Kautafo, Oteminka from Kukrantumi, Oteminka from Mafi, Adidome, Oteminka all the way in the northern part of the country. We say welcome, good morning.
Mazwazoli mawakodeji Mazwazoli mawakodeji Mazwazoli mawakodeji Kodeji Mawakodeji 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 Sefovome Fovome 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 remember this club back in the day? Hey, are you ready? Hey, 1, 2, 3, we go! Matrido, Machio, Joalesine Maudo de Menye. Matrido, Dola Machio, Joalesine Maudo de Menye. Matrido, Machio, Joalesine Maudo de Menye. Matrido, Dola Machio, Agema Vodwe.
So what's a kakra? Sabe pepe na mpesam ye no ansa na ye de kase bona bro. Aka eye ni botete kakra bi na eye no nsiambo pe. Ka chere tena se de anopa kase bona bre. Ensima hodo no ekọ so e obra ne ada no antibi no. De esi ye ni nyina no ya bone tofa de bro. Samufo the succulent editor wrap up of artificial boli asansim no mu e de bro. Ameka see Africa se bone ba pe na ye de obokra 35 no e bro. Ene yamomodian se ye besua de kakra e wo dwumadi ni so. Ye sua de na ye sua de afa eto taxes ho. Eno na meka se bi se taxes ahudo bebre wo mamu a ye ni so. Ye musi ya ho yenko abakosemu ni musi ya ho. Se ensisia ba na ye de ato akwa mu aya ye je to wo mamu. Efi afi apem ahanwotwe aduonum eba bepem mfiem pimbienu ni aduonu enum ehihia ne tu ya de agu akwa mu ya de eje to no aya na tesen ensatra bia ba mu ana ensatra bi mamu eba ne se na bribia ka se ye ba abibi mamu ya fan eye amaya hodo mu ewo mu eto mu gigye ate dabia na ye no wo fom dabia ya na ye kan brofo bi say expand the tax net eno ho nsem net say ye bedin komo ye no mo nim de ewo ye tax mu ye no bedin komo na no pay live on the show this morning.
You can give the Lord a dance in this place. Come on.
No kati abono adia me pe wo ho pa 12 mitie 6 mitie and say tembia na mo sha ase no mitie mo news ni wia and some na mo bedi kan aka no 12 o'clock no sana other stations na beka and the fact you are very good nemo mo ma yo mu eni.
Edem Nonsia abo apa ho simano pori enan aha. Eye happy 98.9 FM so embra so say anapa nonsia bremu kase ansem trofo chi yakope baye ema semufo nso tena se hwemu din hu se dabi mede wetu ebeyi oyi mi akobako edema me no me nso metena se enda na pei na medo sum se happy anapa nonsia bremu kase na ensem we bane do so pa na mum de bedi mu akotene ebi ene sen Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwifery Association and they and transform nimpani for a bantina sen combehwe na nkomo strike no ma twa sensen no omuchem say enkomo na nkwa kwesiaga enunti omo de strike no do sugine mu a yera kenoforiata enso busuafo se special kwesipita enne kamia ise papai odemra ne hye ne nsa tete yera kenoforiata dodo enunti ayade amoso omo de petition akwa empanifo so mo hwem na omutu ho anamo emfemomo na yebekwa ma no nsemu England UK abrochirememu ohonom ende court penny ohonom de atodwa se ende amanfo bi ohonom ayaya abei omo nkasa hwa no mu generate omu cases nti obekọ court na cases ahodo bi ohonom no eni honom na emum ayaya na de aba eno mu chem se saade ende enya de ombeso soso ewo honom kra wei eni ahodo bi eka ho ena ene anapei mede beso mu se happy kase trokronkron first sermon no enam de ebramu na me amede kase boy ebramu edi amegi so ene kachre akwasi yeboa Africa se bonu nchemu ne Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwifery Association enom koshi aban ena sene beya omo dwumedi omudi ene omo ankasa amofa hode ene ne mahodo no betumi akoso no omo hwe senka ban betumi de ne matoto ye nanka omo ayeso omo atwen senya omo de omo nade yina gu fomende yi nurse ne bi eni hon ma behia na apane empo hye no ho na wo yade a watumi awo obi bi ko bi amendi ebi ni obi a ho obi atu na dwem ena nurses fo no omo bo omo bra na eno ena nka ban hwe se da bi ade die ye hwe ne eboa ebetumi ahwe na endei no omo nso omo atumi akonnwuma so esansen ohwe nurses ahodo ye omo wo maimu ne doctorfo ne ade a ya okwo hospitals ne health facilities na omo ano mo hwe eboa yen etoto ne ma se ne beya yen so ye ho betumi ato yen nanso endei obi ani ho nomi o ma me yade a na wa yade a chese okwo pharmacy bi na okwo chechimu che no eno so enya de beko yade bi wo no my hospital yade enya pharmacy yade na wasensem ena Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwifery Association omo vice president yera Samuel Akologo ene ensamtwofo atwetwe nkomo ena odi chem sem omo de omo ko ese nkomo ni asoye omo hwe empom de nsam so betumi atenase na nkomo atwetwe nkomo nanka bibia tumi akoso toten nanka nurses no atumi akoye adwuma nanso saade ni nyina antumi ankoso na onumpo de odesubo ne bebo mpanifo esanse sankoso pa de nya de nurses no ebekọ adwuma.
At that time, the chief of staff was implemented. And you know the people we are leading, they were just like, others are enjoying their own. Let's do something and get it. Then we said, no, the government has just, they are in transition. There is no minister. So who is going to approve whatever that we have signed for? So they should exercise patience. Let's get our minister first. We got our minister appointed, vetted, and confirmed. So we said, okay, during the engagement, they said, oh, you see, if they don't read the budget, it will be difficult. So let us read the budget. So we said, okay, we went and assured our members that, look, because of the budget, we have to hold on for now. Any intended action we want to do, forcing us to pursue. We wanted to be fair to the new government. They said, okay, budget was read. We had series of meetings with the Ghana Health Service and then the Ministry of Health. What we keep on hearing was, oh, just be assured that it will be implemented. I'm angry with us because he feels he has opened his doors.
Any Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwifery Association, Omo Vice President Yera Samuel Akologo na yada so a nurses any omo strike and same one na ukwambra shebedwemu a ranking member a no eda committee a omo ehwe yempomuden ensem so Dr. Nana Ayewu Afriye onenso ena etwem se ende ono so de sobo no ebebo labor commission for na afenso na so ya omo hwe sikasem so se omo ahwe ayenhwe han amende nesisi ekwakotene fie senka yeye ena nka labor commission ne ahwe ya omo hwe sikasem so etutu niema yie na nka ende yi de nesisi pe omo sakanya enkenya ni se yehu na yehu.
But the manner in which they are handling it, it's wrong. I'm not happy to lose my parent. Neither are you happy to lose a relative.
Indeed.
But I said that the nurses are right. They are justified because this is their right. We agreed on it. So what do? You meet them and tell them, okay, so this is your right. But this is the way I want to go about it. I will stagger the process this way. I will enroll this one. I will give you your uniform allowances. I'll do the CPD. I'll take care of the clean. But this is the roadmap. You didn't grant them this audience. And that is why I said the nurses are right. Because they waited for 6 months, for far too long, the Labor Commission, because the Act says that these are essential services. They don't have to go on strike. Before they go on strike, they notify you, and you should attend to their needs within 72 hours. The Minister of Finance, as for the Ministry of Health, they are the implementing agency. They are done with them. They are with the Ministry of Finance. So on this occasion, the nurses are saying we reach with the MPP government. The ministry approve of this.
And yeah, Dr. Nana Ayewu Afriye no. Okwamra shebedwemu a committee a omo hwe yempomuden sem so ono ranking member ewo honom. Na yemfiri honom na emom yeda so a ejina mra shebedwem. Ena no na chiamehene. Yera Kingsford Abansman Ababin. Owamra shebedwem enodi etudwase. Ene Ghana hanum senketaisha ne proye kwaso pa na bebre na wo honom mu a kwan yo mo afaso anyom ho no ende obehu obi na jese otinike mu a ene sefa wasore ahomache de onfa ne ye hweo nanso ne mom na ebre nso amanfo bia fo kwati kwan so titire pa ne aban mu panifo di sika bia enye na eno ochemu se ena anu ya no wotwe wieye Omampani abedechire Professor Nana Jenopoko Agyeman kra eka ensem ahodo efa ketaisha ne proye ho enu nti onu akoye chamehene obehwe amendei yade mra ahodo bi aba ebetumi abo ho ban se ne ebeya uye yedu ba bia yebetumi ahwehwe mu yie.
I am to this end receiving a lot of inputs to process legislation in lifestyle audits. So no wonder that is becoming pronounced in speeches of senior members in civil society, in government, and just yesterday or 2 days ago, our own Vice President, Professor Nana Opoku Agyeman, made mention of it. We will legislate in this matter. And I was happy to hear OSP also include it in their statement. We will legislate and we will stop this impunity of people flouting ill-gotten wealth in the face of poor Ghanaians.
Enya yeti ye chiamehene ono ewo mrahye bedwem odoyanfo Aban Kingsford Man Ababin Mikaisa ha happy 98.9 FM anapa no nsia brem kase ene yede esum betumi adwane o Facebook ne so happy 98.9 FM na chese won so de wadwen kyeraba na yatumi akenkan ede ama ye to akase bone so enkan ne oso afo no hwe sikasem so no yanfo Kenneth Oforiata na ono ene aban efi akonwa so ye yire nim se special prosecutor declare no wanted afrenso no enu firi honom ne sintapo enso hwe papai na eno ena nabusuafo di petition krata teten akwakwama CCF meche National Center Bureau and Commission for Control mo Interpol fo aso ye chem se sa hwehwa Interpol fo hwe papai kamia se tietia ne fa hodie so enye na omupo de ha mo no pa ne se yewura kiseja ben no special prosecutor ye ni ma de kura yewura kan oforata de aye no abusuafo na ka se mo chem se watu na ni asi de asi papa so sa so pe kakra papa ho se denyo o tata papa sa oni penso ne mpomuden sam enkwa yie ɛno nti ɛyɛ dan ɛna ɔtaataa ne saa ɛno nti abusuafoɔ akyɛm sɛ ɔmode nkrataa kɔ akɔma mpanimfoɔ sɛ mpanimfoɔ hwɛ na ɛnɛ Interpol de ɔmo ho agye mu no ɔmo hwɛ no ɔmo fa no baabi a asɛm no ɛto no ɔmo fa nto ɛsiane sɛ wei ɛtiatia ne fa ahodeɛ so saa red notice a Interpol de abɛyi ɛnya de a ɛbɛboa na nipa koraa wapɔmuden ɛyɛ koraa te sɛ na ɔho mfaw na ɔbɛte asɛ Interpolfoɔ nso hwɛ wɔ ɛndeɛ ɔwɔ hɔ nom a na de ayɛm hyehyɛ koraa ayɛ nea nyɛ ɛno nti abusuafoɔ a ɔmo ɛwɔ yɛwura kanofurata abusua mu na ɛkyɛ sɛ wei deɛ petition mo de abɛyi mpanimfoɔ hwɛ ntu ho anamɔn sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ a pɛpɛ yɛ bɛtumi akɔ so na mmom ɛnyɛ sɛ obi ɛbɛtiatia ne fa ahodeɛ so yɛto akasɛbɔ ne so ɛde ama wo ɛdɔm kuma mo ambrahyɛ bedwam mighty minority saa na yɛde frɔ mo na ɔmo ɛna mo ayɛ nsɛmtwerɛfoɔ nhyɛ mu a yɛwura Kwadwo ɔpɔnkroma ɔno kɔɔfoɔ ase ayerɛ bi a ɔno na yɛ ambrahyɛ bedwani wɔ hɔnom ɔno de edi anim ɛna ɔkyɛm sɛ ɛna ano ɔmo aban mu ɛwɔ hɔ MPP aban wɔ hɔnom na ɔmo de yi levy baayɛ na saa yi levy NDC aban ɛkasɛ tia ya na ɔmo yɛ so ɔmbɔ mbɛtwam so ampamba ɔmo twam na wotwa yi mu a na ɔdidi aba na sɛ ɔka ABCD na ɔmo kyɛm sɛ dum so levy bi na aba wei ni ayɛ energy sector levy abɛm na ɔkyɛm sɛ wei deɛ ayɛ sɛ Robin Peter to PayPal no ɔmo ahyɛ da Ghana foɔ sɛ yi levy afi hɔnom nanso deɛ ɔmo de abɛdi ano ɔden sɛ wobɛtɔ fuɔ 1 liter na 1 cedi da so to 1 gallon na 4 cedis endra ebo sefa boss yi ka chenye iza no den pa na yɛwura Kwadwo ɔpɔnkroma kyɛm sɛ ɛyɛ ade a ɛha adwen pa no ti we de kamea sɛ NDC foɔ ɛpɛ ewia Ghana foɔ ɛno nso sɛ
anybody's reasoning or anybody's alternative ideas. We as a minority group representing over 10 million Ghanaians, and sometimes people say, oh, they are just 88. In our 88 constituencies that we'll be embarking on the following. Number one, we'll continuously engage the people of Ghana, civil society groups, driver unions and the media to showcase the true impact of this draconian and negative levy that the government is imposing on us. Number two, we'll continue to stand with the groups of honest Ghanaians, the driver unions, the Chamber of Oil marketers who are opposing the levy or asking government to pull back and to engage better and not to go by this midnight introduction into parliament and using their numbers to push it through. We know the government has a lot of goodwill, but this is not the way to do things. Number three, we'll continue to stand in solidarity with the Chamber of Oil marketing companies in their position that this downstream sector is already heavily overtaxed. And now if you add this new levy, effectively about 26% of what you are paying at the pump is all taxes. And we'll continue with our advocacy to government to withdraw.
And yɛwura Kwadwo ɔpɔnkroma ɔno ɛnɛdi dɔm kuma mo ambrahyɛ bedwanenim ɛno ne nsɛmtwerɛfoɔ ɛtwetwe nkɔmmɔ na yɛnto akasɛbɔ ne so aha ɛyɛ happy 98.9 FM anapa no nsia berem kaseɛ ɛna yɛde ɛso mu Ghana Police Service akɔsɔ abrante bi pachi Frederick Papako Esifua na abrante ono nursing training onko bi da na wakɔbɔ doctorate degree mpo enso abrante obehia ne bia oyɛ doctor ni ono nka so oyɛ nurse ni anase ene zoom lens ya benko ye bimpo oyɛ doctor ni pa obehia no na se wabɔ ne lab coat ne pa hu na o obekasa abrante Kolebu Teaching Hospital ono na epani wo honom na onamo akaso ne mpatem osanso kyemu sɛ ono wagye ne ntetea wa manone enu ti Ghana ha dokitafo wa ha de untumi faro no ntuto bia ho wakɔ na ni papa na posifo ayi abrante mu hwehwemu a no mu sɛ da bi abrante bebi ɔwɔ kaso a Crispo City na aposifo ehwehwemu a mu yɛ no ɔmu di abrante ntententente hwehwɛ ya ɔmu hu abrante kyɛ wa rene lab coat pa fita a kyɛ sɛ stethoscope sɛn ni kom doctor ni ada ko surgery wo baabi ana abrante mu bɔhwa ne fie ama posifo ko yɛ nhwehwemu a eniema ahodo mu hu wɔ hɔ no mane pane ahodo wɔ hɔ no na kyɛ sɛ abrante wo nkrɔfo pane pa ɔmo sanso ehu sa stethoscope bi ene niema ahodo a adokitafo ene anesifo de yɛ nnwuma na sika botno mu hu wo honom 8500 Ghana cedis and the nebomu a chese wakwaji obi de na eno na omo asa so ni mom chem se abrantie se wote kaso a na wo amanfo panem bone wo honom enu ti aposifo chem se sembre die kaso afo mo atede pa abrantie no ha mo adwen no omo sa so ni mu na yentu fa ne yenkwa manone na yenkwa wie kasebo ni na wo honom Kingsband Division omo owo UK abrochirememu enende omo chemu se okwo honom a lawyers wo honom ene bebre na AI no mudidi dwuma enti ogina court honom mu a chese okita ni phone no chese ono ankasa pe case bi ene obeti case number 1 Sefah versus Madam Fati ajaji fo behwe niam mu ahwehwe nkatamu sa docket mu case bi eni hwatesa omjem se asa lawyer fo yi ompese omtete yen na omupe kwan bi so enti ndom ya no ma cite constitution baby and AI ne de ebo omu pa na eno no omchem se sembre die AI o ebi o mwatwem unnim na ye lawyer ni na ba honom ebe site AI cases bi a ene wa so ye de AI ni bi bediu ye de di wa be say yes emra ewo England abrochimemu na ha ene de kasebo no ana pay semufo esemu edema ye ni nyina esi na mom de di mu akutene ebi ene se Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwifery Association achemu se inhyamu ne mpanimfo koshi aye no ankwankosi aga yero kanofurata so mpanimfo ne na busuafo enso de petition akwa mpanimfo se senia yera eye kisiaja ben special prosecutor kwan yode ne fa so no entwa yi yakwa abrochimemu UK enso ekotie nsem ho no ma ende yi AI amanfo edi generate cases no omo atwem weni awudo bi na content cro metenase ede esom me amedi kasebo yi ebramu edi amegi so ene kachre akwasi yeboa me sorry sudie na Madam Fati Shaibu oni Kwadwo Sefah-Danquah omo the happy morning show no na ebesom me mo bibia moniti a adehye
So pesa otensem we bo twiko bremai ewo my kronkron Ghana mu enyompa enim pensem mu etaso a ene dabia for kasa fedie ne to happy 98.9 FM na tie the happy morning show efri anopa no nsia ekopem nonkron efri juada ekopem efiada the happy morning show we are your morning companion.
For all the news updates, trending topics, good music, and unbiased analysis of various issues, listen to the Happy Morning Show on Happy 98.9 FM. We are your morning companion.
Yamamwachio Niamamwa Kwaba eba Happy Morning Show so ewo Happy 98.9 FM. Anamonto bi a wutu ye no wo de kire me kwan so na mpo wo akonya so obeko nanso wo tena ase emame enije ne sere ya wo de mame no wo de mame bre a na me hia ne kese pa papa ye hero me papa ma ho odene so wo papa ye papa kora ono nko na hwe wo ana se wo papa bi e wo abrabo mu a wo dom ebo a wo ginaye se wo papa ye hero tire ye die ntia your voice note fafa 0538 591 314 na chire yen ene Ghana fo nyina die ntia o papa eye wo hero kayo sedabia die nasem bedimu a Ghana fo beji atomu no ye wa kyede a na wo twena wieye sa onya akro no ebetumi anya
bi fafa ye hero esanse
we eye omre so betumi ato asasemi so Happy FM's Papa Ye Hero celebrating extraordinary fathers this Father's Day. So pesa otensem we bo twiko bremai ewo my kronkron Ghana mu enyompa enim pensem mu etaso mu a ene dabia for kasa fedie ne to happy 98.9 FM na tie the happy morning show efri anopa no nsia ekopem nonkron efri juada ekopem efiada the happy morning show we are your morning companion. Tinibabro and Chebia, if you are near the Dobocrat, I wouldn't tiffin some the bread for live on the show this morning. But my main car was said, and Prince of Bapua, one far rose of the tidbit and family. Na and no, may come will be at who said, me one will be sending messages. A day, and rose of the tidbits, no, I day, I ran acid, and I'm the minimum she. Into anyone one by better see, Mr. Ghana for. Assembly or some Musano on Monfamano. Me mint me and the Casamafo, and I no pay. Name a moody tea, tea.
I dare to many, Mammy many, or for many, meet them in pep by Euro, Mepermancani, Nayan, or prison any, or see having a police for young Cobio, let that a mood any day, say when he, a bayan po, see heavy days no night, or prison any, Debia or Tisumo, who can Odizon Toli, Odon Sakana, no one what to say Boboli, Shakwaso no one poli, Ebeleze, what in a crofony be Casam motion and one cabi, near canka heaven no mona moon could be. A higher choir who mean Casapi, my mean Chasumanumu bon, Marima Monini Kobi.
There's a very special one. The first time Professor Mills sent Bafuboni of blessed memory and a team to come and tell me that he wanted me to be his running mate. And at that time, I had made my plans to leave politics. So my response was, no, I won't do it. So later he sent Atu Ahoy and Totobi Kwachi and Kwamina to come and ask me to accept to be his running mate. Again, I said no. And so one day I was in Accra, I got a call. He says, Otumfo wants you in my share. Who am I to refuse? So I got up and went. And when I went, I said, hey, only I say, Professor Bill say, but yeah, nabe de chain, nabe de vice president, I was say there be. Hey, oh boy. He says, when your country calls you, you can't refuse. He says, I was sitting in London somewhere, and my kingdom called me to come and be with Otumfo. I think I don't want to enjoy the free life that I had to do it, so you cannot refuse. So he said, okay, I'm going to South Africa. I'm going to meet President Mills. When I come to Accra, I want your response, because I promised him I'll bring a response. So when Otumfo came to Accra, when Otumfo makes a request, who are you to refuse? So when he came to Accra, I went to him, and he said, yes, have you made up your mind? And I said, yes, I've made my mind, but tell Professor Mills I'll do it for only one term. And Nana said, even if you do it for only one day, we'll accept it. The rest is history. And so it was instrumental in me becoming Professor Mills' running mate. And of course, we went on to win that election, and everything else is history. So, Your Majesty, thank you very much. And I appreciate your friendship.
Hello, how you doing? We want you in our station. We just wanna ask you a question. Are you legalized or you faking? You see, your heart is beating, cause you know what you have done. But before you do a run away, I just wanna let you know, say you can run, no. But you can hide, you can run, no. Yoko, but your man, she wo. Yoko, Yoko, Yoko,
And now on the note of Yoko, no, Yachi Ghana Meteorological Agency weather update for the next 12 hours, you know, we are interrogating the matter. Now, you're interrogating Yanuano. Enumu ana Albert Kobina, on a duty forecaster, or catcher say, young country Ghana for Nasa no pay. Ya hear no musins you better. Enzionu air to our may and a for from a miaho one baby to say applaud and cranka, soa, Cape Coast, Takra de Axim. Holding important money there. There is a 30% chance of rain. Here no say, Enzionu bet me at top. 30% no as a baby bit me gu kakra ukopiem wo man emfimfini fam baby ti se kofodua achemoda kumase takwa sehwebekwa ketekrache ene ne mpotamu a yesi anopai no beko na eho ayenwunu kakra obesi nsuo no bepetepete ho kakra ze obedu na bosu agugu sanso ena kopiem wo eye kentampo ne ketekrache de nsuo no bemuna na kopiem wo man atifi famu a yehwe no mo se kopiem wo yendi ene tamale ne mpotamu a nsuo no betimi agugu sanso na kopiem wo bolgatanga ene na lerugu a nsuo no betimi agugu awia no Ghana metio kiremu a omaya fa na bebrenu na yehwe no mo se nsuo no betimi agugu a omaya na afofo mo amia hodo na bempo no omaya finfini fam ba bia ye nkwaye ne nsuo awo no ena omaya atifi fam enso yehwe no mo se nsuo no betimi agugu nemom amia bi wo ho a awia no beyi ti na wabo enwumre no Ghana metio fo kiremu a okọ omaya fa na nkankane omaya amia hodo na bempo eno de a nsuo no bemuna nemom omaya finfini fam de amia hodo bebrenu ano anase nkruto ahodo bebrenu aso no yehwe no mo se nsuo no betimi agugu sanso ena akopiemu e wo mayati famu a emia bi etese bolgatanga na larigu ene waade yehwe animu a se nsuo no ebetumi agugu e wo anase nsuo no betimi atoto e wo ho nemom ya ahodo no aka no ebemunum na nanim saa wei Ghana Meteorological Agency akache ene ne anopai wo mu ade abran ya to bia peten ade amatiefo ene ahwefo Albert Kobina ene ye duty forecaster fi ewiemu kruchi nsem no nyina de gu krata so atu bi emane yen a yen so yede bi amane mu enti se de etie eno no yewie ne saa no na yemfa de obo krata ahodo ne nanopa abadwomu atifi nsem no bi mfamre atiefo ne ayefo ene anopai na ero papa fati shaibu ali pepiase hima watenase sanso ena eye achimabu akwade hye owura kofi owura kofi po akwa ayim brown ka ho we brown kra odi kotwi mu best aya na ye kan sen
say ona wo a conditioner
brown o say ebre bi etwa mu na me class 4 teacher Mr. Ofei
Sefah
adai
class 4 teacher
Mr. Ofei Mr. Ofei on ofrikuma se ne bai time na mo Equance Methodist primary B senior o A and B no kwa no pa na wi na mze wi B no akwa awia na me kwa awia Mr. Ofei ba edru brem kom kan ebom na Mr. Ofei ba na ebusan se brown bro for ndi say me nsema no mpanyimfo se mu tie mi a omse me busan no se ya akoko bi ni am say Mr. Ofei na say akoko bi ni e se bi wo ha colors in different no cause they be green dey ka no mo find brown bro for their
na Kwadwo mamenchia eye abayo kuma bi
abayo san kuma
abayo kuma fefe pa na nekua na dano mehia
na nekua ye oden
oya meba prekope na meye na ne papa so come and say hi to Uncle Obiba, come and say hi auntie oba won say ase ofere ade kakra enti ye na ne papa ka so de bia o say odeni ko school na so mu ti happier o say de bia o say daddy why do Uncle Obiba and Uncle Sefah and Auntie Fatty they are always fighting and I miss you that we don't fight too. In fact, we are the best of friends. But we disagree to agree.
Because the two of them are very annoying.
Good morning. Amongst us, the opento kwapa na yo ba no kanya hono. Ono no opento kwapa. But we don't fight. We share ideas. We speak our minds. Sometimes we disagree.
Happy FM.
Sometimes we agree. Enyento kwa minimum say by now take care mu oti anope bia oti enti na neku happy good morning to you and may your day be blessed, may your day be full of God's protection and his grace na neku
Mama Musa Fati, when was the last time you paid your gift tax?
Now who has gifted
Now,
me something?
When was the last time we received gifts?
Now
who will receive now?
No, man, you upon just simple.
One will say you man because it's haram. So be cool. And one now they are she will free you munchi chairman. And for cool they are she freezer. Eh haram. Some for me catch you my haram. Work I want your chicha. Them not one your penicillin. But the yaw never what they say haram. It's against the Quran.
That's how one young for me a Muslim.
So muna make no.
Omunim pass and cause abri
omo chicha dia she
ampacho musa malamidi.
Oh, Malamidi dear, nice near so.
Yeah, Madam Malamidi. Sakura Fuseni Adams. Me bomudini.
Omo kunkum dia she haram.
Yo, Mate. Manan, lawyer.
Council asem na imam ne kan no mani giye pa. So we me na me kokan abeka so ma sheda na America. We there imam ankasa na abeka so hukum aboa no. Na utwitwa
Happy
freezer one chicha mankrofo a we defeat the purpose and it's haram.
Me omo chiche.
Chiche.
The unkum fan she eye o fridge mu enye wa adwene se won kwa na wo wie.
Now see first asembusa obusa say when was the last time Fatitu and a gifter? Now when was the last time Mama and a gift?
There be some mini there mini no gift in him. Gift na be obey from Montine. Oh. And the gift in the basa no, so you need to value. Who value gift, you know? Who value gift, you know? There is a percentage that you need to go to Ghana Revenue Authority to go and give the money to them.
There's something I've realized about Fatia. When you have fair taxi boot, Equa Accra Central, 3 days to us open access when you
Ooh, we were Accra Central, hold away.
My Musa Ghana phobia, say a casa withholding tax at Montias you any day. Withholding tax. And on Montias you any day. But I'm asking these questions because one of them Pempino, among phones said that Nintias ye be bree or Sansemimo. And so one said not. Emrano ko bape near the avino. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. But because I do be a catcher and say, may charge no. Now me the withholding tax of I think say 10% no. Eddie account. Wouldn't want some more catcher me. Or some in tea and freeze no no no. Uncle Chia ewoni dimu. I am also a business entity and I can take the money and go and pay on my behalf for the services rendered. Or said that.
On tiasie say on person obetua on person obetua enuntina your various government no
Happy FM
direct tax any income tax and a bebas because the ese yenye opepa na ye kotua ye nkunkutua
is it because ye mpese be kwa kotua na se ye share da nyantiase wo mu
na ye hu development no so okay and also can hu bi
that conversation eno ye be die na no
ye hu development but sefa mi hu. In fact, over the weekend, bufu ye pa me senema. In fact, Fatiso na me de me bufu ni kogu ye.
Twede na na.
Me hu a video a.
Twede na na.
Yes. Na
mako na. Na owo twede no.
Me nimu se owa. I don't know say.
Cheddar na yi ni bodyguard ni twede no bo.
Kwadwo to my disgust. Me hu a video of onipa na ye born no. A woni o makotena se a osi o. Wagene mfumuso atumu enti no obi ya bibi no gene mfumuso tumu a media cheno. That guy ought to be arrested. Akwana bodyguard now or so papa ne kon edi look that guy ni punch ebe teteke o eno na nkrofo hu no ni punch you see boxers heavyweight boxers ebi wo ho a ni punch no a boa ebi wo ha almost 50k
as I said the
cement ba kumudu and a yom punch the heavyweight boxers look at said the guy no hwe ni macho a wo de so papa na nye se oto keke ne kobo no oso ne kon and obu ni bugu mu na you see ohia enti opani na ye ne saade no wakọ ama ya mani ska bi e bia possibly yesi o ye do be call hospital na ya ye we ama any ade but saa de no bona obo no ehu sunsuanso ebia na ne hu adi ene ana ochena ana even afi we mu krampo but obenya hu sunsuanso enti ade na yenchi we nka Ghana Police Service video eba ya a security you arrest the guy onipa oba ko report ni ache saa akoa na oye saa de no mefre na akoa because adwuma no di ye na enkoa na ye saa de no oya koa na wone ni nyina at the same table ho akasa wie kan bibi a on the asem o kan kra no onte de o pese o kan no onte de o kan ase o wie ye no na opani a ye bubu agum no so ti wo so wagene mfo nso atomu enti ye metuo nkotwere baabi atu opani da bi me metuo kotwere baabi atwere anye yie because ade no ye no ehun susu wo be yare wo ho ebedumre bi wo be bo nkonkon wa wo be bo wa afimoja minti ase chechese omo e wa hoden na bekoso esan ohia nti no omo e wo sika ani ahoden no ebekoso edisabio yenya ye ni bi no ombedi yani saa me wo fa no ye ne saade ya kaja bes by na me ni nyina
on say ba reason ko jina
ba bia me ni nyina ye du no nka ye du
post fo afa na
me busuani no ye me oye ne saade na ka ba bia ye jina no by na nka ye jina ho just because who di hwan ye chi na omo edi president the president of the republic omo edi na chi kura ebeda sa suba wo ye di obi a oye presidential candidate keke echo elections enye Alan na asan ka we bedi ebeye third force Alan na asafati ni Alan no ye kana se mon pese ye beka no Alan nanka wei enam krom ha ebo ne ho safo hene ma nkrofo edi nachi bu nkrofo bugum owia wasaba be organize a press conference atena ho you see the reason why national security force obeye dwumadi bia national security for cost stopping no na monte ase we nyina aka ho bi in fact sadia na yeme yapa papa
se almost omaye ametu akwatwere de atwere omo de krata ba abonten aga se omo pachew ba echopa na chi no me de nka ye media nka ba ile sanka court because such an abuse no it should not be tolerated. Such an abuse should not be tolerated. And sometimes what comes into the minds of one more guys and be to think that they have the power to do whatever it is that they like to other individuals. Imagine you say, look, only pani di to me be a show mon saso mon ho ban. Boni pan ho ban. If the person is not a threat, and in this case, we cannot say enipa no born no. Nana am send me the video no elsuma. Enipa no born no was a threat in that circumstance to a year cheddar. I cannot see how
you could have just prevented the man
from entering. Man in
baby okonimpo a gate edano. Enti se owrem na ompeso bia beba gate ne keke e na obetum. Na oso ne kon one preventing in kwa so oso ne kon se ukowachi o. Oso ne kon no.
E na born the edi kan. E na osan e board oso ne kon na asan born the and if you watch the video you see for yourself.
We are seeing anything.
Anyway, yen for the obokrata hold on the things them be family for na no pay. Aban I will be saying no. Send a message and pay one. Aban good morning going out to you. One of our ardent listeners. Aban say muku na ntwe no na man family dey amre me. Onzi zenu ene eye baby ami wo unim baby ami wo. Ofa tokromu hwa piemu a wadu mi fie. Wan fa nam na amre me afiansa na o send me hello. A rapper Fatisha Boli, young Quina, then for Chronicle, the Bocata and Chassis, and other pay.
Isaiah 1:17. Learn to do right, seek justice.
Happy FM.
Defend the oppressed. Take up the cause of the fatherless. Plead the case of the widow. May your fatherless.
Someone to me a fatherless.
Onye widow.
Oh,
David.
Happy FM.
Onye widow.
Wait, but your fatherless and motherless.
Me a fatherless and
into the all your orphan,
orphan.
Yes. Kusa.
So
and my mouse card this week.
Yes.
Kakra.
Yeah. I'm also oppressed. But I headline.
Depression, the news campaign.
Man, I said you're depressed.
I'm oppressed. Ah, okay. Who is your oppressor?
I'm oppressed. Banner headline. NS IGP called into action as Ghana Lebanon Islamic Secondary School raises alarm over threat being posed to students by squatters. Eno Ewahanum. Draconian Doomsaw levy to drain Ghanaians of 5.7 billion cedis minority. And a year could job on Chroma Ejina Simpie so Eka Sansem Vera Oye Bram Labi to contest NPP National Youth Organizer. And also Ewo Ahanum. Other stories are Ubenya Ewo paper Nemo essay 3 Nigerian nationals in court over illegal sale of red. Trader in court over 130 cedi Hajj fare fraud. And also Ewo Hanum. MCE outsmart illegal miners. GFGF donates 10 skip refuse containers to TNMA to mark World Environment Day. Sasso and other stories. Albania Ewa paper Nimu essay. Trade Minister discusses Agua, others with officials. 24-hour economy. Office engages citizens on economy. Yako Nigeria diary Nimua. Inflation decline shows. Central bank policies are working. Sasso and a crisis in Labour Party instigated by Tinubu government. Bitobi and Eka. Endla intercept illicit drugs packaged as green tea at Lagos Airport. Stop Wike from shutting 34 embassies in Abuja. We nina air stories are offer the Chronicle. Anopeya ubenye bi.
Mipacho and 10 terms sonia hodin sono yemfa the Ghanaian Times and twaso na big story award the front page of the Ghanaian Times hospitals ground to a halt Kwadwo ni nyina ne se nurses and midwives omo strike not even the injunction Labor Commission kwaji ye and stop omo na shey Kwadwo ukopie mu ewo Weja Gbawe Municipal Hospital Ghanaian Times reporter call so outpatient department the friend OPD no okoye obia eni ho patients are about for treatment omo ush sa enomo yes sanso enomo ko the kind of maternity wards no omo ko omo a midwives say omo hwe omo a abantininta ene omo a awo ese ye hwe omo nso buei enkwalai esu sa obia eni ho sanso na yuji kwame ampia enso reportu efriman probi polyclinic OPD ogina ho deserted obia eni ho a o hwe obia ni nyina ne se enkrofon so aba ho sanso na Kingsley Hope ono so a reporto Emma Ghanaian Times efri Kumase ono so a kirem se okopie mu ewo Komfanoche Teaching Hospital OPD oho nurse bia eni ho midwife bia eni ho sanso na akopie mu ewo KNUST hospital na afi Menhia Government Hospital ni nyina Kaskala ya mutu enyadia obia ewo ho a ene de enkrofo akwahunyehia mu pa sanso na yenua ba ko no so ya reporter de Ghanaian Times ko gina Sunyani Teaching Hospital ewo Bono region ehonso sa na management ho se ye eda asem na atu yenyi o enyadia nurse and midwives obia eba adwuma yenua so report afri ho na yenkwan from Francis Debra ono nso report free Boligatanga o se share honso sao OPD no enya dia obia ewo ho akwadwo de ekoso no enya nika bako kra enti we de health minister ene omampani yenhye eho asem nka ni nyina ne se de ekoso no enye kra na nensu de Ghana Education Service ena afensu CKT UTAS GCPS ene de omasan memorandum of understanding to promote professional development ni nyina health ho ensem ɛna yɛka no ɛna anɔpa yi ebi mu ɛkɔ strike no na Ghana Health Service deɛ Director General hɔ no ɔmo bɔ ɔmo ho mmɔden paa sɛ ɔmo benya partners na ɔmo atumi atraining nkurɔfoɔ a ɛwɔ health sector no sɛdeɛ ɛbɛyɛ na ɔmo bɛtumi anya nimdeɛ na ɔmo atumi adi ɔmo dwumadie no nso ɛno no tema SHS win ECOWAS debate competition nti ɛno nso ɛyɛ adeɛ a ɛwɔ ha paa. Government takes steps to shape digital landscape wey ɛyɛ minister ɛna ɔno nso ɛka ɛho nsɛm yi o Minister of State for public sector reform Lydia Lamisi ɛna ɔka saa nsɛm yi na President Kwadwo ɛna waka sɛ saa bere deɛ ɛho ahia sɛ ɛsɛ yɛma district directors of education yɛma ɔmo powers kakra na yɛma ɔmo tumi kakra na ɔmo tumi take decisions ɛne ade sɛdeɛ ɛbɛtumi aboa na very at the district level na nyɛ si yɛtwɛn obi efiri nkran ɛna waba abɛ ɔno nko a na o take decision no ɛsa na ɛkyɛ ne nyinaa ne sɛ unim sɛ education forum ɛyɛ ɛho ɛna recommendation ahoroɔ no ɔmo de kɔma ɔmampanin na ɛhɔ no ɛna ɔmampanin ɛka saa nsɛm yi a ɔde tu dwa na saa nsɛm na ɔmampanin kaeɛ no ebi wɔ hɔ a ɛnyɛ sɛ bi wɔ hɔ a deɛ ɔkaeɛ no nyinaa megye tu mu paa ɔsɛ ɛyɛ dɛn na obi te nkran ha na ya take decision no ebi wɔ hɔ ebe take na wɔtwe mmienu anaa na wɔtwe mmiɛnsa ansa na kɔ district hɔ na yɛtumi yɛde kɔyɛ dwuma delay ma decision making no drag papaapa nti wei ɛyɛ nsɛm a ɔmampani kan a mene no ɛyɛ adwen paa. Ghana Morocco Sun Landmark Visa Waiver ɛyɛ agreement ɛno yɛ kɔdo pɛ sɛ wokɔ Morocco
nti fati sɛ deɛ ayɛ ne Morocco
yɛbɛkɔ Morocco nti yɛnka nkyerɛ Dr. Timothy Kakari sɛ o
yɛkɔgye ahome
yɛbɛkɔgye ahome nti
bɛɛ na ɔtwepɛ
yɛbɛkɔ na ɔtwepɛ o de ɔma yɛ 3 days craft ati
yɛbɛkɔ aba sɛnea nanka Friday ne yɛpɔn yɛ
open weekend me nka me pɛ na bi a Tuesday
Wednesday sɛ nyina yɛkɔ a ɛnyɛ sɛ nyina na yɛkɔ ti yɛkɔ no ɛyɛ Friday nanka abro so a bɛɛ Monday ne deɛ
nanka yaba
yɛbɛdu
MPP's defeat
yɛbɛgye no
holiday yes MPP defeat painful but not surprising we abna ɔsɛe asare MP ɛna Kwadwo sɛ mohɔ MP Etiwa East MP ɛna ɔka saa
ɔno nam twea piase hɔ ehia wengu hɔ a bewure
ɔfa abomosu nyinaa yes
nti sɛ onim area hɔ de ni hɔ
papa ɔno ɛna ɔka ɛne deɛ sɛ Public Accounts Committee or Parliament no on the
chair.
Yes. Wait, Ghanaian Times and now no pay.
Mamemfa and Chakes and Fan Concoma or David Tamaklo on the move for them at the New Republic, the Obocrat, and somehow we bring on the good Obocrat and him and now no pay. As the minister locks down Wale Binduri as guns blaze again amidst renewed conflict. That is Okopiemu or Wale and Binduria. And then a two and a diakasa. Oh. Ama ene mentim ho ase bi ekọ so nanka yese anu adwo no asan ama ne homene so bio ene ne yese osoafo a wo ye region ho ene no waka dem yese ontimi mpie wo fa the New Republic the Obokrata no a ho nsem wo ho ex-NPA board member in OSP's trouble yese panyini bi na board wa wo mu ehwe MPA so no woda woka ho bie ene ne ho akoba asem ama OSP ehwe ni nsem mu McDonald's 10 million Ghana cedis lawsuit against editor Hawks eno ewa ha ene owura McDonald ene yesi watabri eye sentwereni baako edna kwa akogina se ni bia wo se hwe wakeka nsem bi ede afam ho na ensem no aka afam ho no enukura bia nimu ti ene ugu manimu ase ti court no ehwe no ma no 10 million Ghana cedis. Cannibalism in NPP deepens. Party chairman flees to bush over Baumia plot. Where the Mario, NPP Amanyo Konumo. And yes, I'm a party chairman who are Johnny or what in Gruma for the Nazi Hane. I got Cotengrumwa. Offer crat the fair tosso and 9, the New Republic, the Obocrat and Alphabet me who can count. Government launches all out war on corruption. TNA Abine. And what to the 90s from say, share, Ketasha, dream, can proye, pa. Semetana say, I am Shahamana Coso, Memo, Debbie. And no, and I copy one Rashabi de Fia. A year Speaker of Parliament, Right Honorable Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagwin, ɔde ato dwa sɛ ɛnɛ yɛbɛtintim mmara a yɛbɛtumi ɛde ahwɛ amanfo abrabɔ a wɔn bɔ mu ɛne sika a wɔn anya mu na yɛhwɛ ne ehunu sɛ wɔn anya no kwampa so wɔn nya no kwati kwan so a mmara ɛne wɔn adi wei ɛyɛ the New Republic de ɔbɔ krataa no.
Memfa ɛyɛ News Guide Africa. Memfa nto aso mamwe.
But no.
Opposition stiffens as stakeholders debate the remnant of 1 cedi fuel levy. BOG goes hard on loan defaulters. Yeah. Target MPL ratios at 10% of gross loans. And also Ewa Hanum. Non-interest banking, a fool for develop. Hey, Mr. Mwanda. Muma inkunkwadi mu na ya na abafra. A tool for development, not division. Non-interest a year banking, no Islamic banks, no, and a yes, no. So and TDC goes 24-hour client support services, and also Ewahanum. GRA urges citizens to take advantage of tax incentives to lessen tax burdens. Okay, said last no me catch them. Me catch them. I also my echo.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
Ni nyina ewo the news guide mu anope.
Me pa join for daybreak and twaso na for daybreak ani mu ha no big story no Osaberima and Sansasreku hot over Senate job and they ono na ye Senate board chair on the chair person edema Senate board no na nsem a eba no se adwuma ya akwaji ase nsem kakra ewo ho enti papa yi ase ne ho akire no ba mfoni aka ho ne nkire se ne ho akire no isan se osrepa enti nana ye board ya no pay a enye se ye board kwa we de onkwa so asem na aba enti na ese ye board eno nso eno no CIMG leadership pays courtesy call on chief of staff enti eno nso Ghana Institute of Marketing Ghana and as a Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana Mompeni for and the core office of the president no koya and your money chief of staff the indefatigable chief of staff Julius Debra and the kudi in Kitahopa ewo now coming up the names behind Dorothy Kanis 33 million Ghana cedi Exim Bank loan and the sweet potato bread factory enti enonso ewo ha GRNMA reject government 2026 proposal as unfair way Ghana registered nurses and midwives association ena omo kansa asemi MPP race you want to worry me way Baumia thesis brand a champion owura Baumia say ya ne ho sere pa o na ni nyina say asante mampon ewo bra na da sebre osebunsu na yie no na ote ho na owura brand champion e be chia no ochia na na say hey bra you want to worry me you want to fatise e o ha me pa one day me kan sa asem ni bi a kire no you want to worry me na omu nyina e de ye sere na omu de sere. Family of Ken Oforiata accuses OSP of abuse of power, demand withdrawal of Interpol red notice. Enti enonso ensemo a former finance minister na busuafo na abokrata kama pa de wokrata no bia me associate me ho with the wokrata no nyina me associate me ho we the daybreak
the hawk double krata no de benim ha menka osa kasima ba mienu na ye de social media trends no bro Rapapa Fati Sebueli, or Bonnet of an answer the way and the name street to another and 7 doors. Now offer the hog double crat anwa, a Kufado's cousin on the run. Namenkan say, what I am mechanic said the gunner for no pen on one. 1% mechan. Okay, it's say. Okay, a Kufado's cousin on the run. The Eneno Oko Facebook wa, Mr. Wa double crat another. Now a Kufado's cousin. Idea obehunu say ora ya kuntum grunku oforiata ana ne mfoni da ho ene nei no the democrat and dey ba say wadwane o wode mrika tente pa dwane akwakote Charles mame fanti ama we OSP launches global search for KOA. Ghana pays $29.6 million. Gets 1% road contractor vanishes, MPs trade blame. There's a name kwan bi a yɛde ma ɛyɛ contractor bi si wɔnyo ɛmfama yɛ tua sika puduo $29.6 million ɛnɛ 1% of the road no ɛne ayɔ contractor no wɔ he ne ɛhwɛ no a hane yɛsɛ wasesa ne nkuku no kaka nyinaa afiri bia na nkɔ wɔ a yɛhwɛ n'akyiri akwan yɛbɛkɔ akɔhu no no Dr. Stephen Amwa justifies power levy nti ɛnɛ sticker doc anɔpɛ yɛmfa nkyea ma wo ɛna wɔse hwɛ power levy no ɛho hia papa katafɛ tɔ sonson obetumi akenkan bi hɔ no second chances for losers Japan makes case for 2028 candidacy no cash for class says scholarship boss enti ɛnɛ scholarship boss ɛde abasa hwɛ untua sika obi katro say tua sika ansa ne ama scholarship award dada wo scholarship based on merit now on saka we will do it for Baumia who ends rumors declares unshakable support we the hog double crata
na owura Timothy Kakare kwa chipi disem kan chem say Morocco no ye visa ne ho adwuma
okay na say ehia visa
but we say oh yeah
enti ehia eye ticket
yeah ti ehia ticket
any hotel
yeah beda
booking
yeah de betu ye boto
and de betu ye boto
betimi ato fati say odi ne kosi shop a obekọ shopping spree
but oni ma men kan kire right mo diga men kan kire right mo diga say but already why shopping did that emedru ye enti say sika no on fere nyina kan any $300,000 bi no a na o hwe ni mu
president after president obi
faskane man yes
na ene onim say MP for Achiase
yes
o we pa ho adaben
so awie
MP for Achiase
yes
honorable Ahenkrama
thank you
Kofi Ahenkrama ene miami nua Kofi obeba ene enti ene pa ho adaben me ne na betena so ti ha na me nso metene nchi na me bo na chido na bibi ekoso kama enti bibi brown betena se one MP for Achiase ena betena se
Mameka osesima be baako na abo ede apa no nso ho anopɛ live on the Happy Morning Show. Safe no wachinchin fidina de ato ha de out here from number 12 AJ Nulo Street Asylum down in Crankrodium ha. Na ne sa no ebra so se ekone kokofa social media trends ede bretie for esma hodo edi ahim e wa be fontintan kese ne so. Okọ TikTok, okọ Facebook, okọ Instagram, okọ X ene de ka ho no a ensem no nyina na yabo ne tofa na anopɛ ne edi ebre wo na emu de twɛn Trinity.
Hey, Yoko, 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 hello, how you doing? We want you in our station. We just wanna ask you a question. Are you legalized or you faking? You see, your heart is beating, cause you know what you have done. But before you do run away, I just wanna let you know, say you can run, no. But you can hide, you can run, no. You bet your man, she wo. You go,
Oh wait, you hear this now the police rapper of the year. Now they are so.
I get to many, mammy see many, officer many, meet them in pep by Euro, me pemenkani, na yawani, or prison any, or see having a police for young Kobio, eh, let that a mood any day, say when he. A bayan po, says he have there is no ninth or prison any, the beer or Tisumo, who can ya or this on Toli, or don't sakana no one what to say Boboli, Shakwaso no one poli, a beleze, watching a crofony big casam motion and one cabi, near can't have no mona moon could be. A higher choir who mean Casapi, my mean Chasumanumu bon, Marima Monini Kobi.
Emerson say the social media trends, ebe bro. Social media trends are possible. because of Bristol. Bristol design products I provide a safe and reliable electrical connections. Say a fee, a office, a industrial space, a store. Bristol, Ebemau, high quality MCBs, main switches. Ombesiamau, durable distribution boxes. Saso and a more wide range switches and a socketa. Style bia upebiano, ubenyebi, honum. Mepacho, Bristol Abamau, intimi who are the crontia, obeko dum, na wakwaji inferior nyama, ababe shisha ufie. Mepacho okwa also pe Bristol. Eno, enebe wow, a power a year, ubi bia safely and efficiently. Afe, yenko a year abe fontin tankasi no so. Na yenfa social media trends no enfa embrel. Na ye shase dia na sene na a year obiba air train ne sala meet no. Ye hu baby an entry no. Obiba, ya sporting entry no. Enti no, say eventually no ye to me etching entry ni dia. Na ye de a year will meet no ebebrel. Na entry ne say all spark you mpacho. Uko Facebook happy 98.9 FM. Ubehu na entry a wate praka say this sala it is not going to be my head. Enu te na nam ho akwa atwe no. Na entry bebre ema owners showdown. Ewo wiase enya Ghana happy. Enti se na entry agya ya akoto no be say 1 week ena na ye de no ehye baby say salade ne so a na eja ya ye ne de ebe ye no na entry say ya ha me ni so me mpene da I'll give you a showdown. Ama se si anu nipa dome na aboche nko a omo epa na entry cha wo say na entry ye sere wo ye de wo koye ya ade uko Facebook a ye live no so no ubo so a ubehu bi ewo ho comment no enie Adepa Lexa say hey did I hear someone say wo yo Allah na nka onka den na entry ni tumrika na oba no nka onka den wo yo papa eno no ewo honum anya sam ketwa o anya sam na entry na why serious o si ompene kra ompene kra mamumfa no enye sa ade na mpese mo de no ehye no sesi ano akronfo o maba no o ma ye very very bold omu nsuro hwe emfere hwe abrantie ena obi fie watumi ehuri wo akogina fie no mu boldly na afei no okwa akoye ni operation cameras enso etwegu amanfo fie eni mpiamia nanse pa unam street so kra cameras ebobobo ho ai wo okobrane onko page manye okwa slide obi sliding window na okutani dua ode akwa wi ade when a different one when there say tracker all supply nyoma ena wa park bia all ko baby kro na ode nyoma no ekoma no say na kai wa park ukuta car obetumi dia ye ride hailing ade ebio the bills they also kro no na ode bebo ena okotam box ba akoto ne kam away miye man ko be ko no obebie mu no na ebode I know they abo apesidi enti na say me say okọ park o car especially mu amu use pickups no so mo park nneema we tira mu nhwe yie papa na amanfo mpa adwuma aye krono ena omu se omu de omu bebo na watam a ode kọ no otam ye no kra no wanhwe ade kra wo mu eno ane se watam na air conditioner ba ko no wen say air conditioner ba 2 wanhwe ade kra ntin ka obedu no ubebiem na ebode na wehu say wedi sebe nkwase asem enti na se okọ park o car yesere wara na wahwe ni yie yetumi kra de ade bi wo car no ho bie no ubi bi edem wo laptop wo phone wo den na matam eko we no na ekwa akwa it say free bonto because edaka no so keke na fe yenko second cromfo no se ade akromfo ho nsema na ye ka ono se de obi fie na watumi ehuri esim ehwehwe ntenche ade a wo ya wo hwehwe wechi de se nya ade pa eko slide window CCTV so a capture na camera obi serious boyfriend obi erade wan ma mi wu enie wan ma mi wu odo ono ohwihwe obi wo ewia enuama no comment na a this video no and I'm any. The boy I say, is there no power in that electrical wire fence on top of the wall? And obisa no send you to me a yes wall no. So and Tatari say he has definitely been inside this house before. Ajodu say this CCTV camera no they need me. Just have my big dogs in the house. Tonami say CCTV cameras must be able to trigger alarms upon seeing people at all times. So as soon as Efua say, I've been wondering what's the essence of CCTV when thieves are able to break in, steal, and leave without being caught. And no any the question on so ebisa otumi ewure mu enim ai otumi efa sliding windows nimu. And I want to believe say the camera angle no and show window ni inside am I hu say not burglar proof e wo no man I say e bi en ho. Enti saa na brantie ai kromfo wako akoburi asti obi efie na owie ye no wasan ewura window mu akokwie anoma. If I say a lawyer will go and defend this one. Frimpong say wa I say in this act, is this act not too hard than finding yourself a job? A question now, Obisa. Sandra say bold defense wire was not working. Sasuna if he blessing see hey. So a reduction of prices in you won't find something to sell and make a living. No there's no more drink. And yes, I no more drink. Chrono na no muche. Wakwata we be laptop. And a wakwata ma okobrane shedi ochire. Kromfo. And all kono. Ni ho ye meshi. And all kono. She o san ko free. Ta de na nanse no mma ne ye life keke no. Mumma power nshim. Nanka we aziz no kama. No ne laptop ni nyina akoto baby. Yanto aswe. Na ye ka kromfo ho ensem ye yi. Na assembly esi ewo abrochire. Assetres ni I cannot tell abrochire baby kro. Na we no only Ghana police wokoko ya. Wo kan be kwandam. Ama kwandam fo no abesesa akwhwehwa ya scrap. Ai. Chese kromfo yi. Oti onjina onya kromfo sorry only police e di chases minimum ade awaye. Ena police car ba ko ebo nanim ba ko so bo n'echi. Ena ba ko fi kan mu ehuri fa eye we hono ye den kan nanim we ahwehwe no ye den. Aha ohuri fa mu ena okoto driver no wo inside. Na ehwo a say chense no mo kwa akochi atai. Police cars akese ne nketwa. Enya sem ketwa. Now Ghana how but who could the police I am who call driving skills no who yeah. Because serious o. She say no fi kan mu a ohuri fa enim ho no. Ba ko na ba sisi a. Say she. Na bo no. Hey police ni pa no ni abu. Hey na police for there na yom. Me ba talk on Facebook. Ko she say na police what to am hotel and na my down suum. Now what is wrong with them? Hey. Skills power. Drive it. She. Ade we ade abaku we ye. She. Now who pray? Comment no any. Manik, I say, is this the police Olympics? Ankara say the flying police squad makes omututu sa. Taisara say this reminds me of that time I thought the Harlem Globetrotters were an actual NBA team. Sake say if cops were like that, crime might cease to exist. Qualentin say yes, that's what I was saying. Got to be a movie set because what? Sasso and Adonis mom say never mind. Ain't no cops jumping through windows as such. They can barely run down a street after folk. Sasso and Stokes I said this is a preview of GTA 6, I bet. Stacks I say some kind of choreography. Look at those moves. Inti sa and I comment in it. Your boys in it, the police in your man no money I just I'm gonna say a movie. Oh. Sana e hono no etie. Na mefa areho sem ba ko so entwa so emma yen. Na sa areho sem yen so yeka ho. Sometimes I say na yen pese ye use ye gamshin no. Because tell me why. Say bidie ka. Welodia manabroso. Me pacho viewer discretion is advised. Yes, remwada. Na waya mana kwa koto eye. Wako parke uko yibidie nso wako parke wo electrical wires no ase. Me wa bidie no so. What's one ma any wires no akobom. Ena obiba. Ekwa akosesa bidie na ya shoki na ma wewu. Na mo shoki na ma na ewu nso still muntu car no. Car no da so si baby esi na mwase asoma nkofo mienu so mo nkofa nipa na wa shoki ewu no emfi soro wonsi fom. Why do we do this? Why? Wako akopake wo track. Ewo high tension cables ase. Ema bidie no se na wapake ne ne high tension cables no akohie mu. Ana wasmo obi ba ena ono sesa bidie no wo soro. Enti wontumi nkopake ewo enchen baabi. Nipa na ewu nso a masan asoma nipa mienu se baby aka ni si na no. Omo nsan fro. Na omo nkoma nipa na wa ya electrocute no emfi hono. It's only in Africa. Joe Tego say, "Oh, he went to look for food oh. I am go work no. Eja ukosesa bidie." Jerry question say, "Ow. Kusi Buache say, but why do we do this to ourselves? Health and safety means nothing in our part of the world. Sad, but so avoidable. Very avoidable." Arthur essay kakra yebedinti. Eric essay, "Oh, so sad, please. Where did this happen?" Daniel Nanakwame say, "God have mercy on us." Intisa ena comment nonso etie ewo eye ehonum. Na mefa eye ye final eye trend no. Aha, asa. Aha. Ena mede eye social media trend ni nyina ebesi ediamau. Na makai o say Bristol ena eboaye ema yetumi edebrewo. Say ope eye high quality MCBs. Ope durable distribution boxes for secure connections. Ope eye switches ene socket dia ene ukodwemu a embisa hwe. Udi odu wa o say Bristol. Woka Bristol pombe yi Bristol nyoma ne nyina egu anim na omo ede a kire no mo bisa o dia wo hia na afei no omo eyi dia mawo. Eno no ena wota wonim se wo ahotoso. Wota ohun se wo safety and reliability ewo electrical connections no emu. Enti de bia ukodwuma wo say mepe Bristol adentia because Bristol powering your world safely and efficiently.
Fatimi, I know what you say all these social media trends now, but the last video, sometimes are we not conscious? Unim say in our quest to say kokwa kope aduane e dia ba fie pipi kakra dia hye kotoku mu de keka. Sometimes you go the extra mile of forgetting say we need to first and foremost protect our lives. We sometimes forget say yen nipa no a ye kwa koye saa de no we need to protect ourselves. I will say a boy your ban boy a kra ho ban because without life in the body you cannot continue to do whatever it is I was so yeah a bit me abo e discover fin de keke kan. I am very sure pass obi an adwene ye and I'm talking in terms of the driver. Anyone mo ka ho ehunu say enhoma obi an adwene ye.
Exactly.
Will prompt
and even at this point that something bad has happened.
And
you
the car is still there.
The car. I know it's a car not saying
the car is still there.
Car not saying a sewer. Ungo for electricity company of Ghana staff. Emo mumbe hell.
Me patroya ni ya hwe in our quest say e kwa ko pa bibia die no aya ya hwe yi na nia eye eno ne hwe so ne enyo enti se to da bi wo ha de ho bokwa ko hye ne ma bi mu a ensunsuanso ade be brain no enye ensunsuanso papa se obehwe na Ghana hanso ade ba kwa mahu wonu mu a wo mu esisa ne ma di free enkran kroduam ha ede ko eye Ghana me ahodo obehwe ye wo gauge mze axle weight o se den ye de hwe eniema no mu duro ene ne tentene se de be ya onfa nkonkotwi bridges ahodo obehwe ne bia ka bridge ase ebi aka bridge asi ofati mo aya mutumi di mani hunu bi ka bi wo ho a wa hyehye niema na ama na boroso ama ka wodi na chi no won hunu nanim.
True.
Obi hyehye niema na ama be ono gina ono no kwan a wo kono mu a asan akwa kopie obi foforo kwan mu. All of these things yenim se ye peduane na momom yenya ne ye mom yenya de etene eni me bo he betimi and see clearly avoidable death. An avoidable death any hunu ye. Aya ne aya hwie. Why? Because yeso won kwa o wade. Te ya ne mo nkwa no ho e ban kakra. Yen kura na kakra. Why? Happy 90.9 FM no asugu so achi njumadi no the happy morning show. Yeshase simadu aka amanabo eye nunsia. Yede de obokrata mu nsema bro de kasebo abro social media trends and de bro wo no. Breadru so no eye nkoma e wo se yeshase ne yetwetwe. Ye di nkoma afeto. I mean, what is your understanding of Ghana's tax system? This is the question amebusa atiefo. Na maji eye omumu aye. Ye firi ho a ne ye ne one moment de ewo eye tax ehun ye ne omudi nkomo ene anopai live on the show this morning. And ni nyina nkamfo ano egina eto ahodo a empempi no ye hunu ewo manmu. Menim se oman bia man ahodo eso ewo ewiase afana ba bia beko bia eto de etua bi. Eto de ebinum hye eto de ase as far back as Roman Empire, even the Roman Empire itself. Sabra no mu wage wars omo kwa akon de kekeka ho no. At a point in time they realize say yen mu de yentumi enko saa akwa e wose yetimbo modern abuabu sika no eto niema nuane epe akotade ne de ka ho nyina edema asrafo a omo eko ediama oman no enti saa bre no ehyiase nkro ahodo egye esomu edane no akopem bra yehyiase se obi sika wonya ye to ewo ho wodan a wasie ne ye to kakra wo ho wo manga na mu ha ye de ne hyiase afia pem aha wotwe ene aduonum so obeka ya ukọ history books mu a enumu a safinu mu a ensase ho to a na a colonial masters na wo mo gye eno ho de ensensem twema mentwe ho ase eba ya ensatra bamu a ba bepem emfiem pimienu ene aduonum mu a ye wo mu so ya system anase hyehyɛ a ye de asi ho a ye de gige to de aboa man no anase enye so what yase anase wonte ase ene ye nkyiremu kakra empanyimfo ha wonim se bebrenu anu dwane to etu otua bebrenu anu dwane edi enti ena bebrenu a edwane etu otua we have a conversation around that. Is it that ebia unhunu ensunsu anzo anase mfaso pa efri etu otua mu ebanti wo de why wadwane se etu otua pa de enya de a obetua bi da se yakase direct tax anase indirect tax anase obronika maybe ad valorem otiase makabrofo ne na we nyina ne beji hu nkyeremu esase ye boa as good citizens fati as good citizens we must pay taxes. As good citizens we must pay taxes, but se tax no eba kwan ye de faso enkyirikyiremu ne nkasa enam ho no entiase animu a remember Ghanaians have the right to talk about that because they are key stakeholders. Inche homreche homba ebeshe komonase live on Happy 98.9 FM.
New Kivo Hot Pepper Powder. This advert is FDA approved.
etoda wo kontimi do champagne pa nanso wo sika ekura wo no na ye juice ene betumi ato so so pese wo kura mra kura sika na udwumadi a wudie wonmo a wonim dwumadie no etimi dima wo ewo bra bode emfidie a esefata edi dwuma ne dia ene ha ho kura isanze e-productions ya be sort you out freying so open studio and production equipment rental emfidie a ye di twa sene ahodo nyina no ye betimi di bia fam corporate and social videography se wudi udwumabie a wo pese otwe egun homa so freying TV commercials se wo ton wo niema na pese amanfo ehunu e wa kasamfoni so freying documentaries freying photography any live streaming se wo twamfoni kama pa anaze wo di dwumabie na pese brekro no mu a obi biara etimi hunu freying waya nyom na pese oya nyom no ho akasamfoni a freying jingle, IVR, any voiceover production, freying, short and long film, freying. Yetetefon humanie 0242 755 323 ana 0302 254 858 ana se hwie kira kwan yewo Asylum Down ye ben Happy 98.9 FM e-productions capture the moment.
For all the news updates, trending topics, good music, and unbiased analysis of various issues, listen to the Happy Morning Show on Happy 98.9 FM. We are your morning companion.
We in this chamber, we are politicians. The clerks at table, they are not. So when we are doing our politics, we do our politics. I'm happy the clerk has just entered. The cameramen, when the majority leader was on his feet, they are only focusing on him. If a cameraman would deliberately take, when I've taken my leg out of my shoe, Mr. Jetro, let your cameraman know that if they want to play politics with a camera, we will not take kindly to it. Yes, Mr. Speaker, if they would now be taking our legs, why is it that when he goes to the majority leader, he's only focusing on the upper part of his body? If the cameraman will be doing partisan politics, then he must be in caution. Mr. Speaker, I had momentarily taken my legs off my shoe. Then he zoomed the camera down to take it. Mr. Speaker, I will speak on some of these things because today it may be me, tomorrow it may be you. It is not right because I was in pain and I removed my legs from my shoe. How come I'm debating? You decided to only zoom down. Mr. Speaker, we should. It's me. Mr. Speaker, why? No. Mr. Speaker, I will speak to it. If we do not check some of these things, tomorrow they will deliberately zoom on your phone and spy on what you are reading. They must be told that they should do their work professionally.
There's a very special one. The first time Professor Mills sent Bafuboni of blessed memory and a team to come and tell me that he wanted me to be his running mate. And at that time, I had made my plans to leave politics. So my response was, no, I won't do it. So later he sent Atu Ahoy and Totobi Kwachi and Kwamina to come and ask me to accept to be his running mate. Again, I said no. And so one day I was in Accra, I got a call. It says, Otumfo wants you in Malaysia. Who am I to refuse? So I got up and went. And when I went, I said, hey, only I say, Professor Bill say, but yeah, nabe de chain, nabe de vice president, I was there be. Hey, oh boy. He says, when your country calls you, you can't refuse. He says, I was sitting in London somewhere, and my kingdom called me to come and be with him. For I think I don't want to enjoy the free life that I had to do it, so you cannot refuse. So he said, okay, I'm going to South Africa. I'm going to meet President Mills. When I come to Accra, I want your response, because I promised him I'll bring a response. So when the two folk came to Accra, when the two folk makes a request, who are you to refuse? So when he came to Accra, I went to him, and he said, yes, have you made up your mind? And I said, yes, I've made my mind, but tell Professor Mills I'll do it for only one term. And Nana said, even if you do it for only one day, we'll accept it. The rest is history. And so it was instrumental in me becoming Professor Mills' running mate, and of course went on to win that election.
No weapon fashioned against you shall prosper. Sonya Mishrawa. Yabatu Edu Banisu and Yawute. Sonya Mishrawa. He'll set you a table in front of your enemies. Sonya Mishrawa. I didn't know baby, I want to area. Who job bless? No one cares. Who job bless? Who job bless? No one cares. Who job bless? Oh, no one cares. Who job bless? Who job bless? No one cares. Washirami, oh, Washirami. Washirami, oh, Wamamaye Shiraba. Washirami, oh, Washirami. Whenever Shirami, oh, it's dinner on top of the Missy Washirami, oh, Washirami, Washirami, oh, Wamamaye Shiraba. Washirami, oh, Washirami. Whenever Shirami, oh, it's dinner on top of the
And this one is coming from Rex Omar, the legendary, featuring Trickmatic. Sonya Mishrawa. Bringing the time to 28 minutes to the top of the hour, 8 a.m. Live on Happy 98.9 FM. Yeah, ma wakwaba fen watching Fidini Diato Hi Happy 98.9 FM, the Happy Morning Show. Your morning companion, one up on young Kwon, Jumediani, Adibra one. And no Sugusu Uti and Utianka from number 12 at Nulo Street, Asylum down in Crank Radio, Manisim 100.1 FM, Tamalinisim 95.9 FM, Bogatanga. Okogana where Bible say Chagu or Facebook at Happy 989 FM, Instagram at Happy 99 FM, X at Happy 99 FM, TikTok at Happy 989 FM. And some who do a idea him or my Ghana had here, but more than I could pay more. happyghana.com and on a page. But when you beat now, I can kind of a rapper puffer Tisha Boli, the succulent editor was San Seminu. Oh no, to me smelly one a year sentence. Or say, the story is dead. Take me away. You know that comes from experience. Well, and that's why experience is very critical. That comes from years of experience because na so from the biano onim de koso or te de koso. Even before you attempt your intricacies, some any page in this no. She's already aware. She knows. What we mau data story in a buy. Data story in a buy. This story is it came last Friday. Last week Tuesday na story in a buy.
A table in front of
AI editor or detective.
Now lawyer for
Auntie Anya say magic bia. Said you can say or a magician bia. On your magician bia. Yeah, you need anybody or dear. Auntie we any way bia.
Nothing but classical music. We blessed. So we escaped.
2005, not AI. 2006, 2007, 2008.
Na AI.
2010, 2011, 2012, 2013.
Satam na Satam na.
But say aba.
Masa.
Say aba.
Satam ni ana sa na.
Eh Satam ni na.
Me say.
Onna those times
This didn't happen.
Me oka enasem.
I put it to you
say.
that this didn't happen.
Me say me gid the oka ni nyina to ba me say na die AI no de.
Oh, chia.
And also a fact.
How is that a fact? Why what I get for AI by this time?
Ana ba ko no chat GTP. GTP ana say chat
GPT.
GPT.
Ah, that's a grok on so ho. Is it AI maybe
only say club world cup here basin. Referees no the cameras be show mo.
Okay.
Okay.
Cameras enti e wo hwa e bia short bia ne camera na pick no. They will pick it on live TV.
Oh, that's
in other
that'll be
sports.
interesting.
It's in UFC.
Yeah.
It's in UFC, other combat sports, but football, this will be the first time on there.
The referees, yes, so more.
As in,
to
say, footballers, maybe a mobile na
I just say
Oprah.
Hey, that's what mom to make a change in footballers.
Yes, but they should be very fit.
And to you, Moka.
Now, do you know
referees?
Footballers.
I hear they say World Cup. See a foul referee at the World Cup.
What did you?
One pound macrano, and you're between $30,000 to $40,000.
That's say you'll be 1 week's pay. Footballers, you'll be 1 week pay.
Debbie. Sure.
Footballers will be 30,000 1 week.
It will be 200,000 on a weekly basis. Is that a referee?
200.
Weekly.
On a weekly basis. But at least it's money.
Hey,
money.
By the time the men about to do World Cup.
Anyway.
So about to break our Sakura Park. The men about to do World Cup.
But
the moment you are a FIFA referee, you can be. Say you start, you get to the level of a FIFA referee. Once you're a FIFA referee, you are recognized by FIFA into their tournament. Depending how what born home and there are assessors all over. Into your money assess referees, and so on.
But talking about AI, AI because there are a lot of myths and misconceptions about AI.
Yeah.
And also there are people with a lot of fear when it comes to say AI. Now come here say
the only fiance Beijing Crawford Juma.
But is that really the case? So who will give the prompt? Yes. But obviously there are you cannot take the human factor from inside a human. But I think there will be a time.
Yeah, we should have on Saturday Obi catcher me. On Saturday Obi catcher me say only Fatini Sifa you have to have a show on AI.
Yeah. We have a show on AI.
We have a show on importance and advantages and
disadvantages, the myths around AI.
We should
because whether we like it or not, any better than and they and Kodana the AI is Arabic. Adan niti ufta then can be and I'm say what is that? Or see it means that I am not home or something of that sort. I'm saying no come say I'm where do you learn that thing from? Also but that is on the phone.
Yeah.
And I'm saying now what I say is Arabic it's here and I think Zalmayan said like a game. And I don't know how or who she got interested in downloaded it. So all the two ladies, the two girls, they are always on the phone trying to learn. They even write it down and all. So it's come to stay. There are areas, as I say, AI era. There are areas that AI era. And so perhaps that particular sector and other industries now. And only a hunwa about a man for more. Say it will get to a point in time. Now meet me my AI, I am accounting, me bookkeeping in Amamia. Will I necessarily need an accountant? Met me ama AI aggregate stories at your mamia. Will I necessarily need a journalist who will do aggregation for me? No, I may not necessarily need a journalist who will do the aggregation for me. If AI can pick my voice and I'll provide AI with a script, and AI will be able to do presentation. Say, ABI, I'm picking my voice. Near my voice, and I'm AI. And AI will be doing the presentation for the 3-4 hours. Will you necessarily need, say, be able to employ a lot of
now,
journalists?
why not they come AI?
We'll reduce the NIPA of the form. So cut your overhead cost in the cake. So we need to have a thorough conversation.
That AI bet to me, I a radio show now, my man.
Okay.
When we say and
and that AI bet me I will for phone near Ben
with AI conversation.
AI to me by a show now me could be a job. And to say AI bet me up a wolf for phone near Ben Quandy and I'm a copper baby.
What that? Okay. Talking about AI, me wo Adam Fubiwo US Brian Ajimai, or a former artist manager, Emma Apple Music. Yeah. And or build AI platform when you throw a life story. You find say me amete my throw me wo me life story nyina metimi catalog bibia na AI no the platform she's building no can translate that in a video form.
Yeah, for you.
Yeah, with pictures,
with your image and everything.
Yeah. Pictures of this event now. Yeah. Ma throw ni nyina na AI no will generate all that into.
So your life becomes a movie.
Yeah.
Just right in front of you.
Yes. That's a platform.
AI is making people.
She's working on.
A man for akonya nyoma babontin just because they were able to feed the AI with the right prompt and all of that. As we
should have a conversation.
Aba any aba betina and yebenya mre ni atenase. Ni yedi ehun.
And Fatih had a wonderful interview with Mr. Sunkwame Giba president. Yeah. Giba president. And his knowledge about AI, fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And enya dia eba abese wiase.
David.
Enya dia abese wiase.
And
baby wiase
oka honwa. That is the issue having to do with ethics when it comes to AI.
Yeah.
Because Bibia and you're on the good side and you're on the bad side.
Yes.
Whether we like it or not. There are portions of a year AI. You bet me I can say in
yes.
Papa Biasa. But question, however, is a kwambe ne befa so a bit me and minimize
the risk.
The risks involved in adoption of AI into Yejumedia Hodwa. That is the concern of the European Union as we speak now.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of AI companies that omode a year and Nema Hodwa bar. The concern is whether to allow those things to be on the market or not to. Because I can say Emrabian Shedaniho, and I said Shabian Shedaniho, about regulate AI. So that's another concern for people. But as and when we get one more moonim the people within the information technology, information engineering when we get them, we have a thorough conversation. Said can AI we my main count with you say we a fidie nyansafo a otime dwene se nipa.
Yes.
Pacho ma minkyere mu bio fidie nyansafo a otime dwene se nipa.
Enye so otime
dwene se nipa. Onye fa so otime dwene se nipa. If say enema bi wo ho a nipa be dwene because the emotions that are attached in the keka ho no enu AI eni. But enwuma na nka nipa betimi adwene ayo no AI ni time eto da bi a odwene kra bro sa eya no ntentem so enti eno na ama enkomo yabo so amene se binya mre ni
but media in a application of an answer use of AI, our norms, our traditions, our culture, we should not neglect sani.
Yemfa nkan ho.
Yemfa ni nyina nkan ho.
Okay, all right.
Because I know na mai who we are.
Okay.
And na mai who we are. So in say because there are no rules, there are no laws now in putting up maybe some laws and sani mani nyina we should look at contest. The ebe fekti and contest.
The emre bibi memu ha.
The bibi memu.
Ye hwe ya mamre ne amane ye tutu ye ne yesu ene ye ban. Ye mfamfra
no say na ye dwen ye niema ho. Ye mfa ni nyina nka ho eno na betimi ama. Ye koye nte se de abrofo no even the definition of our development Intimate situating into our
context as Africans.
Africans is the reason why all the time model about development, is about the Europeans, any other. But we have not situate our development in our context. And until we are still developing. So no be catch yentimi nu a level like beka so you develop it all the time. We are developing a country, we are developing continent because yentimi and situate what the definition of our development,
our conceptualization of development. Said you because I think say you far ewiase afa na nyina de no said you be aye ne de
because you should understand development in your language.
Yeah.
Oh ya can you can't development I can kasemo. What is development?
Oh dear some about.
Yes. So we should look at
what is the concept of development like? Say when we say there is growth and as a development, what is the concept like?
To have better life, better access, better everything. For me, I mean, development is development, and it is not in literal terms to say what does it mean?
No, the
concept of it.
Exactly. Everybody wants better. What am I saying? Obi abepese obehu better. Obi abepese obeyare no onko tena eyehu barochi. Ema yentwi no enko baby a onya hospital. Obi abepese say school na yesi ye kwa obi abetumi akobi. Enti no, that is what development is. So you can retreat mas so beka say impuntu no ye den. So we call when you are getting better. And see, that is what it means. What don't we have? What do we lack that we will want? What do we have that we will want better of? We don't want what we had yesterday. And yet a year inadequate, Today we should still have it a year inadequate.
For somebody who treks 16 kilometers to a hospital, sitting in the of Hubaro, will be a development for him and Amba.
Yes.
In another context,
Yes. Say obia obenanti akọ echechiri. Na say there wa be chips compound. Me nkwa chips compound. From baby ameteno because hospitals say twa me ho ahia. I have variety, me wa choice.
Yeah.
Me to me cracker say in fact baby I'm away in rich, about 3 government hospitals, not just around. Even small government hospital here ukwe. There is the same thing me
area
walking distance.
Yeah.
There is another hospital. There is even Amasamai kwata. So 4. Then private hospitals support there. I can't count. But I'll still go to private because I have the choice. Obia obed 90 every me fan say I just offering sawom na bia waba achemota answer when your hospital akono. Uko see chips compound once a woman we humpuntu.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what we are talking about. Obia obed 90 akọ stream. Akọ say nsu a ontimi kwan purify nsu na answer one. Uko see borehole ewo the middle of the town. Emana
purified borehole.
Eyempuntu mano. So that's it.
Yeah. So you see, when it comes to decision making, any policies, okay, decision making, any policies, that is when the concept of development,
how to frame it, to meet the understanding of the different segments of the population. And
for me, I think say we are probably overwhelmed. What's my say? Yes. Yet one I can say Singapore. Say.
Yeah.
And at Singapore krano anka ye nuaketwa. But my baba ye say, oh, the Chinese did this.
Malaysia.
Did Malaysia. That. Oh, uko Kenya, Rwanda. It's yafe ye fa Singapore. Ya fa Rwanda. Ya fa Malaysia. No munina ye dia boom. Na ye toto. What is our own vision?
Yes. That's what I'm.
What story do we want to write for ourselves?
Yes.
What are our pillars? Then I person a ginaso, a development, And I feel that we've still not identified that. Yeah, why is you yanko de geta? Oh, na ye fi de geta. Yanko say. Now it looks like we are confused as to exactly what. I say, I want to stand on my culture and use that for development.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bayeno, what is it?
Sefah.
Which a lot of countries have
Even
done.
a bank
Especially when you go
commodity
to
scrap
Asia.
now.
Yes.
We do not know which commodity to focus on. Your gold, your cocoa, your bauxite. You're confused. Your national development plan. Basically, you still cannot pinpoint what is our engine.
Because at every election cycle, be an for
and ever.
I was telling Fatih last week, say, currently, the Ohono, the Dr. Nimoy Thompson, our Baba, chairperson for planning commission.
He's been there before.
And
I think said there was a point in time when he said that long term
he doesn't believe
in that.
But guess what? At their inauguration, President Ekachiromo said the Beyond Aid, Ghana Beyond Aid charter now, in an interview, or say he doesn't believe, they should President charge them not to abandon it.
Because it's critical.
The Ghana at 100 charter now at Dahwa 2057 down. President I say he doesn't believe because don't know. President charge almost say they should not just put it on a banner somewhere, but they should look at it. Look, China they realize, look, their language is the reason why everything they do it in their language.
Yeah.
It's a form of development.
Yeah.
It's a form of their own understanding of development.
It is to build their identity.
Their identity. So what I say, enunti na I taught name free China. Eba. The inscription on I can't read.
It's in Chinese.
It's in Chinese. Why bia? Omo adum wa na omo de kukwasa
refusing to pay.
Yeah, but everything there manual na dey na wakoton is in Chinese. They don't care. You don't care say about Africa, about Ghana. We don't speak Chinese. The other time, I think say on some 2 months ago, not Boston me catch them say, do you know China, their capital city no? Capital city in Beijing. Only we yere to say me yere ye wo 2 cars. This Tuesday we can't move those cars.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
And what it means is that say me name abusuafo ni nyina e fa ka baako ye kosi nkwala no me kosi me yere ansa na me nsoma ba adwuma
na wo yere so ba kwa kosi
ana say ono so be yesa enti ye ntimi nsore te say ha forecast e wo fie ma me na fa baako papa na fa baako nkwala no afa baako. You can't do that. It's to curb the congestion e the capital wey ya ye ne mra e wo ho. No, you dare not flout those rules. You dare not. And no is the bedrock of their development.
Obi abetumi atwenika.
Ye tutu sisi saa. We ba no ababe ye saa.
Betumi apake o kan ba bia bia o kwanchen.
Last week Fatih interview on somebody at the Ministry of Agric Edin Komwewa. And you busan the question say the phase 2 of planting for food and jobs any feed Ghana no. The same concept, implementation different.
Tree of life. Green Ghana.
Same
concept.
See, the almost 8 years. I'm marketing Green Ghana. The same concept, the same idea. You buy, you see, your friends are party.
Tree of life.
Tree for life.
Tree for life, and that's a tree of life.
Yeah, tree for life.
Tree for life. Okay,
restoration.
Because it makes you say a tree of life.
So what I say, we've used 8 years to market
Green Ghana.
And Green Ghana, Mr. Kwesi Ajima ne hodi no.
Beyond
the
return.
Beyond the return.
And you say blaster experience. Any night in Accra, say.
How will we ever continue?
How do we do this? How do we do this? The same Ghana Tourism Authority. Yeah, beyond the return, year of return, that we have marketed that Americans of African origin. Steve Wonder, and Steve Wonder beje in nationality.
Yeah, Oye Ghana ni.
Ye ja no ato ho. so ye development ni yente ase yi Kwadwo first ni anum nsuo ewo kukuo mu ni anum nsuo wo kukuo mu our development should have built on sade no
but unim say
kanani eshedudo our traditional medicine should have built on sade no that is development
minchwa and there is something that I went to a Chinese function and I saw no I mean Fatih got me introduced to some of these people by chance of interrogate minimum mudin koma I went to a function. They are 200 BC approach of say omu keep spices.
Yes,
they've not changed it.
Yes,
they haven't changed it. Almost sano because the process at me as stand the test of time. Amana trese eye it to me bois. And so they feel say a switch in it because they have also attempted or seen other people use other means of storage. And no man who say and no entimi fan for summer. And so what they learned about 200 BC in it is okay for them. It is good for them. They have learned lessons, and I don't feel say as a country we learn a lot of lessons, and as a continent we learn a lot of lessons. Because when the issue of overpopulation started springing up, the Chinese had to go into building infrastructure. I bet me accommodate them. That's why Obeko yes China baby Obeko high-rise building it was a year 50, 60, 70. But I don't know you'll be ground floor.
Yeah.
And no you'll be ground floor. I know so yes I see Danny be so so they thought through the experience that they had. And they used that as a basis of all and as a springboard for them to design their development agenda. Are we learning as a country?
No,
are we learning as a continent? Free near year from and that's my worry. That's why it is going to be difficult. The bear dinikakra and say animu ya ebetimi asatra niemamu. I am not a prophet of doom, but the reality is the reality. You cannot run away from it. Said your sanity. Fati, if you have not attempted to change kwanya faswa one enyumaku ahodo a omu from on ne ba oman ekwa apam emu say omu tu afuma gudie e de afiro man mu, you have not changed it onsesano. And so you are getting obronibe kind of pittance from wow resources. You've wow deal e de nyame de ama wo e wo senka onya so mfa so e ma ne boa oman ni nyina bibi kitwa bi na onya de afiri ho utabiri ukoko e de firi oman mu e de kwa ama no ne koton na wonu onipa no okwa koton ade na ma no no a kire wo se me pese me to ne sei once say akwan ya fa so yesua de eye de wonu mo mbedi usuo edi ja wo no eno anu aso mu a ede ye niema wonya wadwene so besan sisi a kwan ya fa so a wo ye hyehyeye e wo mamu eye mra ene de ka ho nyina no eno no ye de obroni ni di ja wo no eno anu asuasua mu a ena odidi eye ujuma. So for a fact and say unsua bibia to even understand your own self.
Exactly. I don't even think that we don't understand our own self. So it is the appetite for obiadieno.
Because that's what they told you is right. So you will not get the time to even know you and understand. Say adiwe and said that in trauma me. If I am to look at it's enuani ayedi, enuani ayedi. Yetimi eja ayedi no.
Yes.
Yes, ye de nye.
Yes.
Ama de free me ahodro foforo no. Eno ne ye teterema ade atum. A happy 90.9 FM. And the same applies to our taxation. Obo say ya te say bia tax bi wo ha adwuma enti na ye nkonko fa bi ai omu de tax ato some commodity in elastic demand so ye nkonko fa bi ne mfa mro man no be adwuma de aman
and yeah, BC bars, woman. I'm sorry, but the truth is the truth. The reality is the reality. The reason we don't have coordinated development, and so my worry is that when we come out and say, "Oh, we have developed," we have a pocket of growth in certain sectors, and you're coordinated. If we have developed in Agrica, it should reflect in inflation.
Of course.
It should reflect in our industries. Because then Agric is providing us with raw materials for the production of goods semi-processed and also fully processed. Nanka yeboka kokra bitimi say crab plantain chips. Who want to do about the chin? Who about the chin? Now obeko baby no. You see plantain chips ni free baby ni dia baby gu among for shops and among for agiatum and yeto.
Your body and a
Two kind.
Your body to me too kind. Say your body no, because me sister or your plantain chips papa bi. But body kwa onti me nye because said your person ye no any said your person ton no. What it means is that say body no any ho bebre no yes obey ya. You see that say or reduce the quantity and I say or reduce the quality of adena oil.
Yeah.
On person obey any sense.
Yeah.
No we jaya.
Or principle.
No we jaya to ho. Ma come no mu semu nyina say ye pebia ye benya bi ma onyai because our shops near the or the mom.
But no one be
or the mom.
Nibo be yeding. Of course.
On person obey any sir. And think a container ne bia or tono 100 cedis no. She will be forced to sell it 150. Also on person obey any sir. Because yet krum has a body eko.
Happy FM.
Say o 19 or di dwane or quote you nim baby oko. Because Sefah, how many silos any war man?
Happy FM.
God bless.
Now silos near one near my benum. It will broke a crow ho. Any wa talk what they get grow. Any one your more
a mocha crow.
A mocha crow. Okay.
Ono say enumpo no se koma bapa na yesi yi say
na school for crowns one na ayo ma muni na dem na again.
So what does it take to put up silos? No, we are putting up skyscrapers.
Yes.
So what would take say ye benya body no ebebusua meni nyina ye fa St John's udru ha na bi wa omutiatia so
gufom o se eye St John's fati di onima gugbuluchi kwa gugbuluchi kohwe
baby ah
eto le bi wa bedru ho na vegetables no na ye pe bia ye nya no aba ma amanfo egufom ye tietia so adanu mi koku dru ho we were doing a recce we dru ho carrot ne ye keke kan gufom bebre
21st century Ghana. After we are putting up storage facilities.
Yes.
You keep it
yes.
You see, your development.
It tells you of where we are when it comes to development.
Politicians, or my phone the politicians say, Chini, yes, sir. You see, Emre do say, Yedi ni, show me say, hi, na your mom who said, now, you know what is happening.
Yeah.
Now we know what is happening. It should not be. And I want to take this government word for it. It should not be said, ye beye agree say enuani bi ko enti bedroom rebi aduani bi ni ho. We should move away from Sardian. And last week it was a big topic I can't want them. And we should move away from Sardian okra after planting for food for 8 years. Come on,
feed Ghana. And that's how we have the conversation live on the Happy Morning Show. Debia, wenu enye party another party be, and that's how it is. Yenin common fa ye tax system no. Yenin komo kakran fa ho. Menim say yenuma ye tie because there will be a huge proportion of one more omoba into the workforce. There will be a number of individuals there will be one more multinationals to head those multinationals. one of the things, and this is from Obibesi, and command mene ebinumwa wamu some of these entities, some of these corners, AD. They almost can edify a tax system and American. There was a time World Bank Ghana office organized a forum, and they were talking about quite a fast way be developing, and particularly with a quite a fast way is share your tax. Your tutu and yama edify a twaye home. And it was an eye opener for me because just like Fati, I think said there was another time and now only Papa B din command no say one of the areas that we can look at a bit me a tour it will not even burden us that much is a property tax. If we are able to even structure yenema ye property tax alone could be fetching us monies. Sike bit me the input to nyuma ewo memo. Say to yenema ye tax exemptions alone. Betimia my sika, everybody should be allowed to pay tax. The exemptions are there, of course. If say a critical venture be nipa ne baby room, say ya mano those tax exemptions are your how bar. Then that's a different case altogether. But the argument is that our attempt to expand the tax net, we have not been innovative means to rope other people in. If you go back as far as somewhere around the year 1945, 1948, 49, one man in Ghana, they were told to pay taxes. Self-employed, and this is history. They were told to pay taxes. There was a flat rate given to them for them to pay. Before Ansana yedi any ekwakosi amount for income omusika omu enyaso. And even with that, there were challenges with it. Because there were certain exclusions. Say ma yere ene de ka ho a calculate ni na bomu a na yehwe ne bro sikana oso tuane so yema untua. And all of those issues came. So from 1949 na chrono eba besi 2025. How is it that we have not been able to devise a means and answer where you bet to me I extended the tax net, the informal sector for them to pay taxes. You can't be asked withholding tax. What I'm saying informal sector, a chunk of the withholding tax a chunk of the withholding tax. But Kwamba near Faswa, you to me edge says can different more. How is it that GRA would have to come out every single month? The Ghana Revenue Authority comes out every single month. Ebe border row. Say a brand do. Say or somebody can on behalf of GRA. No, they come at GRA. Then it tells us that there is something wrong with the way we have been doing things. Yeah, Emra. I this is a tour ansem no. Some kind to say. Ora Julius Jima, Executive Director, Center for Economic and Financial Analysis. Our human so a tax expert. Wabobi a tax and sensemu pa. Yen the better trim komo enchebia jumadi ni so. Name to Villa Water Solutions some country say o my crowd twem say unsu ha nyina no beso ano de ma we oko to Villa omomnim di unsuo eho omutime boa edi emfidi ahodo eti nsuani ema ne ye krogen de fa droba mu de ko amiamia hodo wo mo no omo eye to Villa Water Solutions ti happy 98.9 FM de bia no to Villa won some wode de ma yenko ahoma no so yeni owura Julius Jima or Executive Director Center for Economic and Financial Analysis and twetwen komo kakra on our tax system ewo mamu onia anopa miamu achimo akwaba
Yenia Sava
na mejiri sa pombo ko de Ishia de ishia ache minim se ebia efri na wotwe ebisimu ekono ebe modern na ishia but yeni nkomo emfa taxation ho anase tax system ewo my Ghana mu yeni nkomo emfa ho minim se de na shase if you are to go back into history somewhere around the late 1800s middle 1800s and the shase from that time abepem there have been changes within our tax system. First question is, if you are to sit down and assess these changes and such has it helped Abuayen Asomai in our quest to generate revenue from taxes for development?
Yes, yeah, it's for Mendama Sepa, so for Aquina William no pay. Now, I analysis economy. Taxes economy.
Mr. Jim and Pacho Sanka best me a Yamami and Kamani Bajisan say, Wahoma to Tracy.
Yo.
Okay, Pacho Mienti Wadama.
Yo, hello.
Hello, Pacho Yetio. The sent to Tracy, baby, I would know. Carpet me at the no who ye cacrama, causing come who here, papa. And the embassy a beshero.
Yo, but
me batchai, really, MZ Muda Cacra.
And see, has a question I'll be, yeah, because some it is access.
Mr. Jim and Pacho, me and Sam Frobu, it's answer. Baby, Ujano, MZ Yentun Kaye, Yamomo Diam Pusum, Mani Nebia, ubet me a Jina Ye, Diamaya, na ya sign about Wakachibu, near no Atwatwa and Commodity so live on Happy 98.9 FM, Happy 90.9 FM, and also good Uti, but Ghana for Munte, maybe some wasem, many ora a Julius Jima, Edin Kumuvia, maybe some wasem, na Monso, Momadrin Charamon, Modiaba. Yes, it's Kron Quajina, Jansen Bakufu Trimu, Yentwatwa, live on Happy 98.9 FM. Mepacho, Koto, and Yoma, Edia Kwakudi, when Yana Monkania home, Ejuma, Ewufia, and Kop Kunkujana Baby, Musebusa Bibiake. Kona Kokoto Bristol. Bristol, one more a year trusted, only a trusted brand. You have quality MCBs for her. You have durable distribution boxes for her. Distribution box on a board kakrakano de baba to ha eno no na betre baby anyana monkania ne nko de bibeko kitchen o de bibeko o bedroom baby a okọ ekoko dware ne de keka ho nyina baby ebeko animu ne de keka ho nyina no eno wo mu obi sanso na ye wide range of switches any sockets and switches obo nse no akomia kre na light na so yay na ye socket ahodo a ode electronic appliance ni de keka ho nyina betimi ahyehye mu age anyina mu nkane ade ewura fidi ni mu amana di dwuma ye wo mu ahodo bebre Bristol ye mu ahodo bebre bomodia okọ na akoto sa na ema bia busa ze bajo o wa Bristol wo ho obu busa na o se o Bristol wo ha to woni Bristol wo ho afro na kope bia Bristol wo na to bi Bristol, powering your world safely and efficiently. 15 minutes past the hour of 8. Happy 98.9 FM. Nazuku so change mediano the Happy Morning Show. Ora Julius Jima aba homana so yento anko baby ajana no say the kakra. Hello.
Hello, Metonka, what's a maker?
Oh, yeah, Tonka, pa, we di muda hopa, emu ye fine, pa. Pacho, ye dear, my same son, me busa ye no ano. Ye chas yen from free ho. Na yen to anko so.
Yo, mate, them say now busa say, ye tax no, yasaka saka mine, it's me, this kana ye pena brain be praise, ana. Right. Before that, no one say every tax system biano. You see a whole characteristics and I say a home breno so I did express taxi biano effective tax system biano a demono say I will say flexible. I say a simple tax bia should be very simple for bia to compute or any calculation or estimate here. I say you should be able to get what we call certainty. Your tax and it shouldn't be too ambiguous. A bar will be in him so say net here before crowd buying crowd the bebano. In I judge him so a two no say net here. I'll see a team who say for some time now no overall assessment of your tax system na emrani bi aye cascading or to rate ni bi abede da bi so bebre ntino ama your tax no aye very cumbersome for it to say and no
Yeah, tax system now very cumbersome.
Oh yes, very very cumbersome. It's very difficult. Sabi a professional and also we see tax in kuntebu kakrana. Na den edema business community. Even issuing of VAT invoice, sefa call ni business for ni dim komwa. How to even write VAT invoice is a problem. Because there's a rate in the bebre until so you get fan or your NHIL. Why COVID-19 we are adding a back and some are charging VAT of 15%. Nipa sign be brain a bit me ISRDN. Over the years, Nanka ye a total review of our VAT system, Nanka it's me very simple, but also buying so bad. Most of the time, or the almost say how to generate revenue. And tax are the simple way to generate revenue. Hey, normally a Tony a pijamu, and I say the Bia Koki be home. Near the pesca or mining. I know I say Mboa Emma Sebe Timophoning to me and joining the drive for the payment of taxes. And see, Aquacobani say most of it before now, no, be brinano, or a person bitia, but almost shares any taxes near now they compare economic, or also didn't be an Nisika Semember in Penabrina AEBD. We call common person bitia cra, not a cassis from one girl so muditia.
So from what you're saying, I mean, to us here, the tax system defies the characteristics or I would say every tax system in ya. So for example, the flexibility with which I would say amount for to me say mra say amount for bit me a dear triato and tiasia amount for bit me in ya a tone and say no more. I want to me a dear triato no sani mani bisano a near dienum as we speak now.
Yes, it defeats our fundamental characteristics of an effective tax system. Nanuyana and Kenya Abefo fine so nyoma online payment ya buy ya. And first in the card and some manual system na near the no. It's but they say the Abefo fine buy mobile ultimate mobile money ultimate through your bank and all that. This can be ma by Nankanania cry. Because can yamran a crample say at the end of the day, no nipana or no baby tax no or a withholding agent or no betty or this can the two no more. But bet tremble so me now son or scan bit me one for 1 month and son or papa could ya 200 ama abino. Before one in Ghana for senior Zuba until this kind of crowd to no more before time the best so good to maybe crowd with this can or now they are the for. It was a honor now, according to a talker. And now they cap not penalties, any interest. In call for businesses, they or penalties and interest. More than a 20 crown and also Chiama abine, all because Yemran say, shall be the withholding taxes, say 15th of every month and ensuing into the Wabosome June, May I Chimuno, 15th of June, NLC Chia May at 12. And a bit one was a businessman or 7 watching and as what a 20 de ato no more. May Chimu coded that about 15th of June and also Tia me to obey you scano. At the time I also go 15th of June, there's an uncle so to scano. When the scanning you hobby, now the penalties are started here, the air compounded. It took Japan and watch reno. And see, and your money be brave. VAT crass and crowd yen campo. I didn't have a finance minister castle media review or overall hauling of the VAT system. It's so cumbersome and yes, that flexible. Aside the flat rate of 3% and only for businesses in the wholesale and the retail business, you share the standard rate or more manufacturing or more provided services. A VAT to be an effective rate now 21.5 almost 22%. Of VAT and in none for the final consumer, but I will say business in a charge and sana will transfer the final consumer. There will be a friend with input output. I will say, wow, we register for standard rates, ultimate on your free obia or no, or you VAT registered, all your purchases of your raw materials. Send a also no turning into finished product and now so charge. Now we are one netting it off your purchases versus your sales. Nipa saying it me comply or mind. The few standardized business and they all put in place structures and me comply with the VAT system. And you can buy the VAT buy and me target the businesses are more systems and IT infrastructure in place are more there, and that is easy for them. But the informal sector, a lot of supplies, a lot of businesses are going on in the informal sector, but there is under declaration or no declaration of the VAT and Kasabi or and this is the problem we are facing every day. May I practice the tax. So these are the grassroots or the fundamental problems in the system. Obi pejuma yes kofa VAT clearance certificate or kwa GRE for by assessment amano normal amama nature bibi kakra yes provisional assessment utia no usually na ana of into kutia no di na clearance we pe or the kwa koye ejuma na ejuma no nya no supply ejuma no nya and say be 100,000 because wakwa kutia bibi kakra ma GRE na no ano no we yinani. And these are the things that are enough generation from your taxes. And to answer your question in technical terms, although GRE for Omega so maybe to targets target system, I will see a team review. But your tax system now on the my in Sikana, I will see a team from Omaidemo compared to your GDP. Relatively, Rebecca say, oh, your tax to GDP ratio is now doing around 18% or 16% per IMF Ministry of Finance. One person model cost somewhere 20%. Look at an economy is almost about 1.1 trillion Ghana cedis, and you're able to collect, less than 20% of money in the system. It means that we are not generating enough revenue. And that is why, as I say, technically and from economic point of view, I will say the conversation surrounding taxation, but unfortunately, we are rather demonizing taxation because of the politics of the day. And the baby, won't say, you best say tax and common, and the and your opponent penny. Then at the end of the day, a cut down at Timofon to also not support it. Now, a physical seminar,
we will come to the demonization of taxes because people have theories, people have a thinking, and as the assumption said, so the thinking is an answer. Generally says, say, ye chia to as Timofo, ye chia to the ama bani, nimsa bani kunkunyas come from free baby, eh, Timofon one obenyas cadia free. Think ye hear any say bit me who soon so papa. Say be a di sikani be a quine, ye be a sisqua dying, ye be a near me bit me edim punto ninko swabre a yet memofo. But Ghana force woman, we'll come back to that as to why and they know etisa, but young queer tax system muanka sankasa. Na yenye ya hunti asiye kakra. Se munamo practice. So as we speak now, the awo can say we don't have a single document as on mine. Etrese ye tax system no enie eye trimupa eta echirenie se na eye ye gige efri ha sector we ene another sectors we ene di ye ni ehwe obi obetimi atua tax no when na test nipa no betimi atua tax ye ni a single document to that effect mean can say the various ones that but we don't have a comprehensive document to that effect ye obi omamu.
Right, I think I will agree with you on that. Technically, we don't have that one master document be the paying public, and I said the number of people paying taxes, we can easily identify them. Just as we say, those in the tax brackets, every day new businesses are coming up. Go for registrar general register new businesses. Existing ones no more on the car no be now file it. And in taxes, the most important, document also edit what GRE fund is to file your returns. Then GRE fund will keep a record of your details. No one will say you are in existence or not. But like I said, the culture, the tax culture amongst Ghanaians, very low. People yet to yempeto signs, nipa kuma kana nipa kakwe bi pen etimi provide on document through the filing system and declare their income or gain, say their GRA for nebia or markasa bia or mutia kakra edia waho. Per data from Senate, data from GRA, team Ebunkunta said we have about 1.1 million Ghanaians or mutia tour. And this is coming from the income tax system. What's the income tax? And nipa ne yafane juma. And again in Sonobosumi Bia and the employer ebetitino income tax through the pay system, which is pay
as you earn.
That's right. And that data is there and is guiding government, which is 1.1 million people.
So 1.1 million people out of what?
Out of the 35 million population that we have in the country. And then I know can plus and minus how they are not working in the system. So if they are out of 35 million, the ratio of people are almost landed, good job and as a well-deserving job. I will my nimuna. Everything I can say we are moving around say 5 million people in terms of labor force in the country. Yeah, the government labor, any private sector labor, account the MI want to say 5 million people. Then aside that, the 35 million population it is also a basket for a tax a friend of indirect taxes because and once you didn't it, you're a taxpayer and in an indirect way. And to buy it to now, you see a friend the main taxes in the country, tax na kesiye pa and you were indirect taxes and also VAT and kesiye pa but aside VAT there are so many taxes a bit says and esla levy ya friend fuel levy there was stamp duty once they say Fanta ni Coke ni we supermarket
yes
stamp we are taxes your excise duty your customs crying on say okran your mafia duty and all those taxes are running concurrently depending on where you find yourself you are paying but they say if we are getting even 5 million of Ghanaians to contribute to tax, I believe saying me generates our revenue now because the burden is on the 1.5 million Ghanaians, as they say, they be and then they have been overburdened. And to any attempt to be as a binding in Sabeka to not ISS 1.5 million those who are working in the formal sector are identify or more. Their data is with Senate, their data is with the GRA because every month we withhold income taxes and send it to GRA and then also send their Senate returns to Senate. And that's from the formal system. The same people, yes, market, you could you could supermarket, you could shopping malls. We are using the same money to buy a product that you're consuming for our household. And then also no income taxes and then so indirect taxes and I friend consumption taxes VAT, NHIL, Get Fund, COVID-19. Meaning that we are paying all those taxes. And see the question here is that they say, what is government doing about the informal sector? And that has been the biggest challenge for successive government, not even current government. Current government has said, but the bigger question is, addressing and as transforming people in the informal sector to be able to bring them into the tax bracket. Almost then they are burden 1.1 million. There are a lot of people in the informal sector. You call Abosu Kaya Union Omugo Bebre. They say you'll be a dear baby kaka, Omomuto Kube or Kwaho, mechanics for carpenters, masons for the kind of monies masons are getting in this country, but they don't pay any tax to government. All these artisanal people in that categorization, they are making a lot of incomes in the country, even than an office worker or a former employee as a because charge and contracts and all these things Libra form by something for Makanwa. Bad is an income, and once you are getting the income, you should pay something to the government. But that is where the problem has been over the years. We've not been able to address the difficulties in the informal sector, and as a result, Mbappe said the easiest way for every government to do is to go the indirect way.
And so, one can say, sir, from the Awakan, we have not been very innovative when it comes to our attempts, say, bit me, in the informal sector. Say, bit me, why is that the case?
It is the case because it's also not easy because we share the nature of the we say the informal sector now. The characteristics in the informal business and also the sector no heterogeneous. Obu owa ene okoton okofanyo no papa no akoton ne kaka no eniska no asan kwaji obebi foforo no diska na kofa no de ashim no asan kwa akoto. And the heterogeneous nature of informal services no and no na ema problem say aban ni betimi formalize no. And I think that by now, no, there should be a comprehensive work of documenting study all these informal sectors needing by now. And can you what we can really address them? Thankfully, with the help of Ghana Card Buy, and as I say, we have the data on Ghanaians, and with this property address system, it's there, but it has not been able to contribute to tax. Oh, that Ghana Card issue here by the clear example, the property address system in terms of its contribution to the tax basket, and that means that extra work has to be done, but it's a footing for us to use it as a base to be able to generate more taxes in the country. But the informal sector is too complex. And I think, sir, with the help of the district assemblies, the AMAs and the KMAs and, the municipals around the country, with a workshop or a proper discussions, we identify or economic activity or a particular district. And over Kruma, the Brakra and Abeshe, and go for ton idea as I say AMA for crowd a red line about more market, but you can see that the AMA can go around and sometimes, prevent people from selling on the streets, on pavements, as they say, on the red line, which our people should work anyway, but a problem. But the portion is that can AMA go around and collect something from them? Mom comes so much BBM AMA, and they use that as the taxes that they pay to government. It's the AMA charge, BBK to AB. So, but they should understand the informal sector. They don't understand anything on income tax. So the education in the informal sector, and also very low. We need a lot of tax education in the system, especially in the informal sector. Once the formal sector, workshop, training, until we update ourselves on current tax systems and the trends that is going on. Who is doing all those things for the informal sector?
But whose responsibility is it? So between for the informal sector to draw them in.
It should be the Ghana Revenue Authority with the support of the Ministry of Finance, their sector ministry. But to me, I'm saying budget 2025 budget. Minister Karibi say, I'm driving a lot of tax education and in the country. But my biggest responsibility partner Ghana Revenue Authority for they should be moving around. Sometimes I always say the Ghana Revenue Authority should be a strategic business partner to the taxpayer. It's not all the time that you be at your office and then what you expect taxpayers to come and pay taxes. Sometimes you go the extra mile to explain, give them accounting training, accounting support, because that is your basis for your collection of your taxes. Accounts and tax then I'll call compute the budget. But I'll connect any pan with me put in or proper bookkeeping system. Or ultimately the books when you're more any sales revenue, any purchases or the expenses or declare say we na as revenue but most of the informal sector you don't have any proper records in place. Keep any set of books and one is on not now this can go or tompe at this no investigation auditing can out to announce no buy on your saying and your saying I will tell and son away to me declare and our income. So the GRE has a lot of work to be doing and engaging the informal sector and not, to be more friendly with them. It should be that is the work of the GRE, to do a massive drive in tax education, and it will not stop there. After tax education, then you can enforce compliance. But I say most of the time, a woman normal be audit, and audit in the crown no more, the formal sector, those that are giving them the money, well established, no call acquire audits just for them to get monies from them. But the attention and the whole focus should be how we will modernize our informal sector. Dubai is doing it. Okonal system anymore. Whether you are a formal sector and informal sector, they will find a way to tax you. And we can invest in technology and invest in people to be able to get us a paper on that. Send a bear country,
But what you mentioned Dubai and something just clicked because I was going through our history when it comes to taxation. I remember somewhere in 1961, Professor Kwadwo, that was when His Excellency Sergeant Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was president then. He realized that we were facing challenges with and how we were going to get money to embark on some of the developmental projects. Now, before that time, now there were a lot of exclusions when it comes to payment of even income taxes.
Right.
Prof. Kwadwo mentioned, say, one of the ways that we could deal with the issue and rake in more revenue, and I say every was to take away some of the exemptions and also rope in the informal sector, especially people who are working for themselves as of that time. Subsequently, our Embra Ayeshe and I say and Shea edit to Kwamu said we will introduce these two ideas. We introduced a 2% rate or chargeable income on the turnover of one year juma and juma. So at least there is a history of our attempts to get into the informal sector at a point in time within our tax regime. How is it that as we speak now, like you mentioned in Dubai, so when you enter into the system, there is a way for the government. How is it that even in 1961, there were attempts made to rope in the informal sector, but fast forward to 2020, 2010, 2000, we do not have a clear-cut approach to rope in the informal sector. What really is the issue on the part of government?
Right, I think when you see tax term, you see chargeable income. That is very nice. So far with the mechanical query, politics. Politics in the intimate Buama. I think so buying to me engine and also so big to me the informal sector. And then Amaka say we are even demonizing the tax alcasi on no more. But fundamentally, I think politics has come in as to say, we are over practicing the politics and then politicizing the tax issues, the economic issues, and as a result, the citizen on the side of government to support government. Why am I saying that? During elections, we do a lot of promises, and in the promises, you better take also. They say in informal sector, they are the businessmen and women of our country. And about political financing, most of them are also financing various political parties, their operations and their activities. Our finance almost who we are. They also give them something for the politician to do for them. At the end of the day, when a politician comes into power, his hands or her hands are tight. And that is what I have personally observed in the system. It's our relationship, it can be pan against me and in the informal sector, in coming into supporting government when it comes to taxes. And that is why may advocacy be said. I think it's high time we need to avoid, or bringing politics into the space like taxes or like the economy. You bet me, I discuss it dispassionately without any fear or favor. Then we can get the people to support the contribution to government.
Yamra on the part of the taxpayers. No. As individuals, like you mentioned, you directly, you be indirectly. And Sunday, my colleagues say, When was the last time they paid their gift tax? When was the last time? Omukoye contract. Eji huska. Bo mo dey say the withholding tax no metimi ahwe see etua ediama the government. What is our level of understanding? Yentiasia yewo ewo eto enhyehyeye mu ewo mamu no on the part of yenuma wo see etua to no. It is saying. Number 2, do you feel say that contributes to our state of tax aversion and as a young person yebetua to?
Okay, I think say generally, the level of learning or education, ewo eto na ofem kakra. Inti ama most timemufo yeah can also yetimi bu aban na nkotimi tua neto no yentimi because we go introduce the topic kra where they are no pay share time out there my eto discussion ye kasa we pay no ano no and to say bia eto issue beba but tax and so very broad okay gift tax say o ma sesa emrane kakra inti no enka once about some be paying yet no enti unya gift na nipa no the gift in ma no so no tua ho to no de ma say bia the giver no ebeboa na we tua until the oya no but they say normal and say they even have to add it into your monthly income tax no which is your kind which is your chargeable income no it's a no come to no question control enti also, the government is always looking at how they're going to get money. It's imagine so we actually I gave to worth of 2,000 cities and 5,000 cities. And in some cases, some gifts are even higher than the monthly income you will say pay. Now imagine say you are going to subject all the 5,000 or all the 2,000 into the monthly income. We now tax rate only number 35. So it's not healthy. And as you say, no nipa no call them no. So elective class will be to so na mawa. Me chawa de me sama be to the amount. When you can me che ubia. O some because me to. So that's the aversion part no. It all comes with the understanding is very low. To be frank, your tax understanding, the education is low. The understanding is low because of how technical the subject is, but it's very simple. Tax is a little bit different from economics and accounting. Yeah, but very easy to understand. And that is why government should identify certain people, certain group of people, civil society, a everyday discussion. And once they are doing that, the people are seeing a compensating development. It's once we are paying, we see so we're buying, me pay say we're buying. Me call hospital, there is a policy I make me a free. It's a NHIL, there's a one-time premium, and the benefits should be really felt. And that's all about as a droby say in cover, wing cover, and at the end of the day, yes, I bank grant me then, and any payment to this hospitals needs and ING, NHIL, reports ING. And then since any attempt to move into say we are rather coming back to the cash and carry system. So government has a duty. We also have our duty, but the duty on government is small because at the end of the day, I buy energy is sikano. Obi I do sikan so money there. So to me then ebusano hon sem sikano then our day here at the amame. That will drive and that will come to. And I like what the president has done. The code of official.
The code of conduct for public officials.
Yes, public officials. Their lifestyle, how they move in public. The students seem said they are rather widening the inequality gap. I say all those things is a reflection of what the thoughts and how people perceive them to be. And at the end of the day, if you be on any I'm not who say him. We are better than such a person. So all these things, go back from now, I'm streets in so those are the conversations people are having. Market women and men. Hey, now you say, and they say, It will also dive into the topic of what corruption, how we are going to stop corruption in the country, because most of the revenue generating and the loopholes in the system. Right? Yes, you mentioned about tax exemption. It's one of the things that high and the Tax Exemption Act, the bill came, the act came to stop certain products and certain income from enjoying the exemptions. But so far, one day we have a conversation on the tax exemption. It is affecting most of the state institutions, because the issue here is that all those state institutions, now more ABA or importing your money more. They don't pay ABA the import duty on a custom duty on the product. To say a recent case here, ECG case here, about now government to government, so you get a waiver and you clear your goods. But tax exemptions nearby, and yes,
So the new tax exemption law, no, most of the state agencies, no, and I say, abai enyuma ku ahodo no, and then one more crane ma fra bontene, and as we free, I'm on an now they will be obliged to pay.
Yeah, yes, they have to pay. They are obliged to pay, and they are huge. Yeah, it's to some extent it will impact on their operations. But before, they get a waiver and exemption from the Minister of Finance and then their sector minister to be able to help them clear all those products. But as I say, law number first, not law need one, so they can go around it. But it's a law nearby, strictly you have to pay.
But would that not help? Because we've had conversations around, say, if you say, to edit me over a period of time, Debiani Kazu, Oba, West African sub-region, Ghana, tax to GDP ratio, there and a work form. Would that not help?
Say, we are buying, and government gets the money. No, I any budget. No, Asantis can be the amount. Then the money comes back to government back again through taxes. And say, when we are getting new people to pay, and when but they are state institutions. How mu depend on government to be. I sign to no more waiver. I be on because say institutions no say unjina ne nanso sika semu. Maybe I went to me am born and bra. No ntimi nye sika be brave. Ontimi ntua. The for ontimi ntua. And I don't know. We are government. Government to government. And I are government. It's a very issue. There are two ways. Can you go after your own government agency?
Aha,
and the big one is so about media, na media.
With the current system, do you have a sense, and this will be the final question, do you have a sense, and as you have a feeling, the current system needs a total overhaul, and as even if you change things, I will say gradual, to get to a point, I bet me look, yetimia digital memu to fund our developmental project, and I said to fund our development as a state. Young Kwamanone and Kwakobobisia.
Yes, we need a total overhaul of our tax system. Just as the president is saying, we are resetting up. The research will happen in our tax system. Now, much more flexible. The rating is to be our embra form. Because you say for every tax policy, it has an impact on the economy. Or until sometimes abiding to me economic policies, and the key amongst them, you are looking at your monetary policy before you even come to the fiscal, which is taxes and direct. So you are looking at your inflation, you are looking at your exchange rate, you are looking at how to even grow the entire economy, which is the GDP. You're also looking at our buying government spending, investment, our external balances or our external relation, which is for trade, import and export. So there are so many things that we have to reset and fine-tune them. About a trade policy, what is the intent and purpose? What do we seek to achieve? That will trickle down into the kind of exchange rate regime that we want to practice, whether we want to get stability or want to get access to more dollars, or whether we want to do a fixed or a floating exchange rate. It won't say you build those policies now, then you have a very, simplified, straightforward tax system, about driving your monetary policy or your economic policy for you.
As a system ni no, it is having impact on all of these variables. Because
absolutely
impact your fiscal policies, impact your monetary policies. Everything. There's a be a biano. Otuano, no,
yes, everything. And that's what success government, that's what they do. Say, expenditure now say so quickly now, no, only be according to go and impose. Because an expenditure which is a fiscal policy item, it's be over the time. Oh, you see a problem by increase in expenditure. As a result, increase in what budget deficit. It is the same, expenditure and so a certain thing because we share this compense and as the wages and salaries are buying to ya. DBI see a page near Franco for a Benjamin or beyond super Benjamin. But government business is not to employ more people into the government sector or the private sector. Rather, you push the jobs to the private sector. So you go to the private sector. Now, we create an enabling environment. Exchange rate, managing your exchange rate is an enabling environment. Making sure say your exchange rate stabilizes. And now say so you are managing, you are creating that environment for businesses to take advantage and produce more and sell more. That is the normal way say rule. So at the end of the day, one focus say to create the enabling environment. Now say, because of your politics, say, you're seeing for being rabbi, Sefa, trust me. Because of the politics of the day, and in penny form will be the shares baby by force. But one of the problems are also most of the state institutions, the payment of what wages and salaries. Because they say, because government is not creating enough jobs, and we are not giving that job creation function to the private
sector.
Good. You are forced to what? The little profit are most of the state institutions,
and one abesan dia tuomuka.
We need ya.
Now I take to work across and dia free mu.
You see, so the money is just revolving. It's not going up. It's rather revolving. The same money now can be a share by revenue. It is from one state institution
to the other.
Yes, the state institutions need your mind. The bigger shock and the bigger problem is that when we take the taxes, income taxes from state institutions, free the general income tax, we'll be left with nothing.
Yeah, fancy because as someone go for bay, Ghana 40.
They say when we leave or we take out the state institutions, state-owned enterprises, including the ministries, the labor force, when we take that job creation out of the entire economy, about income taxes, I will be left with nothing.
Thank you. Ora Julius Jima. And I'll say, Executive Director, Center for Economic and Financial Analysis. At 12 Mamma was an person Jim Renan.
I hope say a bit to us.
Sure. We'll continue with this conversation because we have to break things down. But this is but I have now. I was my journey one day. A tax system is at the Etienne. Minum pass, he beats me at Tennessee. See, I'm calling school. Yeah, I see Bissia. But some minum pass and beats me at Tennessee, who said it here. Now, you bet me a doom come at church amount for come before some beat me at your tax. You see, I am precasing. I am in. I'm to the be a one more crowd who dinner. To the be a diamond soon beats me and Yamu and Tiasia. And that accounts for the fact that. Sir, I didn't want Tiasia or more home Pim Crasso beat me about Pino. So to be Biasia and Albert Penny. So on Tiasia Mumpini. And no Kahum Bina Amene, bebre no ano enyo ma adwene kura say they go through the cumbersome system, cumbersome structure, cumbersome approaches to say obetimi calculating a tax na wakwa kotua tiene yewo ankrankran nyuma ku ahodo bebre wo mamu a eto ayo so mutua de ma Ghana aban wo muntua eno Julius Jima ebo so say the list of companies that wo mamu a omuntua eye tax enfama aban no ese woni enso ka kire ade ba ko kan ye se e wo se etumi eye se de be ya Ghana fo bia betumi nya ne ho ntiase e wo to mu ni se we need an intensified tax education. Finance Minister Anopei happy morning show ye chiao and GRA boss Fatini nimno Pachoya now den chia kwa komana mame se me chia no se tax education happy 98.9 FM morning show ya fatua on ye bese ye tie ase ye chire mu bubum wo eye akankasa mu se de be ya Ghana fo mu tie no pa bia no betimi anya ntia ase se eto no de hu hia se betua ne mo tie ase a e na wo pa akwan ahodo so di ade akwa gotua akasima no baako enum na nonkron abo mamenka ose sala food festival no nyame pa memne da ide animu a ebe ya yi no yade a yede ani ekire mu wo nima na ye ko nima de a na unim se ebe ye pinso pa tasty tom any fried to e no maso yasene eme yede dwumadi eba omo wachede bebre pa omo de ba edi aba beso edwumadi no asene ama adina ye pa we ye second prelims eno ene no na fati kan wo se nana amako ntimi nka sanso na me Kwadwo Sefah-Danquah me nko ha me ho nka na maka me tekyerema eye prelims no a ene ye beka no sa pepe baby efiri no ehowa ye ndi ye mpasem ene na prelims no a se obo se obi beka PRO na ye be ko nyakwa ne ye ka se public relations of
no last mbusa afati say o problem ne say
yentumi nko yesa de ni bi etie ne se ne prelims no a ne aka na baako ne yeko second prelims no ebekọ so wei akansi a enye se bi a ye kire aduane no anko akeke ye kire nkabomu ye kire abakosem ye kire zango ahodo no omudwumadie ahodo a omudie kama pa ne akire amamre ene amane enso aka ho bomodin abeka ho ewo nima memre da edi animu a ebe ya jama soap no de se wan to bi amfa nkofie anko sinema na ene wara semna papa ni mimi se se no me kona me kotin na matade ye fia mi nsuro esa se me duru fia na wafie bi na de aguso na ani ate wan ne mo hwehwam jama soap your partner for clean clothes to be na fa kofie hwe ene no awofo moma mani nko aduane a moma no edi ho esa se emufra no omu hia nuane no papa adi anyini enti enei bomodian na pe fortune spread ya yede ye enkoda no epan no mu no omadi omo biscuit na de bia yeso no omadi cheze enuane omudie bebebre no an de obetimi ede fortune spread yi ebi aka ho ede amamofra na di se de bia obetimi enya nuane no ebetimi abo omo manyini misrew yummy spread delicious always on point ene enkoda no ye bo ni sa no aka still on point fa bi ye pan no mu na bo so oba no eto is still on point nyame pa kwasie da di animu yae da ye de ase wo se ye di papanom eda papanom ade o ye ade papa enti sabri o papa ye hero a se owura Kwadwo fosu o papa ye hero a na obomodian kansem de agu u phone so o record o WhatsApp a na wo de abrayen 0538 591 314 na yabo eno no Ghana fo na be kire se won nsam a wo kan ye e de fa papa ho a wo tire so papa ye hero no eso ani ntia ne akyede ene ntempa no a na credit panyan na ye de amount sanso e na akyede chinchincha kakaka wo ho a ye de eso e de amawo se de be ya won so ono papa papanom eda edi animu kwesi de edi animu won so ono papa betimi edi ne yie na ono papa pese edi ne yie dia na mamenka o se to a live soap fa kokoma no sa da no betimi adware feel fresh ye wo aloe vera ye wo rose ɛwɔ hɔ yɛwɔ lemon ɛdeɛ ɛwɔ hɔ ne nyinaa no ɛyɛ alive super udware a you feel alive feel fresh and feel alive saa pɛpɛpɛ ɛna tie hey momfiri sɛ season no kɔ na wie yo nneɛma bebree no a na ɛkɔ soɔ wokɔ soccer bet na bɛhu sɛ there are a lot of games ɛwɔ hɔ na no deɛ ohia ne sɛ ɛnɛ no select 10 or more matches wɔho select 10 or more matches a friendlies ɛkɔ so mo bɔ aba bɛwura leagues ahodoɔ no mu ɛkɔ so wokɔ other places like Asia hɔ a leagues ni bi nkɔ na wie bi ɛkɔ so kɔ select 10 matches also na wɔ sɛ 1.30 ɛne deɛ bros a na uwie no a emu baako amma a yɛma mo miɛnsa usika na de hyɛ mu ɛde twae no ɛno yɛ soccer bet a wɔde soccer chance ho nkɔmɔ ɛna me no obo yi soccer chance ɛwɔ ɛyɛ soccer bet pɛ ɛso ɛni baabi a wɔn bɔde na fa akɔkɔhyɛ mu na obɛhu sɛ deɛ tie kama paa mame ɛmfɛnsi ha na yɛnsɔɔso na nɔnkro no abɔ sɛ kɛn sintim kɔreɛ chaskele ba betena se saa nso na the special one ɛka ho ɛyɛ Isaac Asempa mia me DT partner ɔka ho saa nso ɛna Joel Eshen ɛka ho kwaku ansa all bright Prince obi ba poakwa ayim Brown ɛne ɔmo tena se ɛyɛ agudie na goprama so nsɛm ɛnkɔmɔ ahodoɔ a ɛdi ahim yɛsi ɛhenfa Gold Stars na ɔmo esisi ɔmo yɛ Ghana Premier League champions wɔ ho ɛne ɔmo ayɛ adeɛ ɛna ɔmo se Accra House of Folk yɛntumi an qualify into top 4 wɔ ho ɛne yɛabɔka saa 7 nsɛm ahodoɔ a ɛkɔ so owiase afa na nyinaa no ɛyɛ happy sports ɛne yɛde brɛ wɔ free saa brɛ yakɔpem bra prɛmo bɛtoɔ ɛyɛ happy sports ɛna ɔsɛ utie yɛfrɛ me nyankompa sɛkyɛ nana kyɛnkyɛnhene na Kwadwo Sefah-Danquah yɛsɔɔso yɛfa no asekɛseɛ ma the entire production team ɛyɛ Joel Sanko ɛrapa Fati Shaibole Prince obi ba pako ayim Brown Joel mabo ne din wa mabo Joel Sanko saa nso Nana Amoako Junior ɛka ho bi the news team and the digital team the operations team ɔmo nyinaa yɛda mo ase ɛna no pɛ nyame pa ɔkyena akasima duam no nsia bɔ anɔpa a yɛbɛsan hyia bio
ɛtɔ da wo kɔntimi dɔ